Class Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Get real.
Welcome to DBL, everyone. I'm in my cow outfit. Good to see. What? It looks very much bovine. You look all lovely today.
You look lovely as well.
Thank you very
and
much, Erica.
Not like a cow.
It's moving to me that you said
Okay.
that. All right. Today, President Biden announced he's forgiving a lot of student loan debt. We want to talk about that. He's fulfilling a major campaign promise. So here's the deal. The plan would forgive up to $10,000 in loans for people who make $125,000 a year or less. He's also expected to extend the pause on student loan payments until January, but the whole thing could cost Americans up to $300 billion, or about $2,000 per taxpayer. That is according to one estimate, and we don't know if it's being paid through taxes at all yet. More than 43 million people have federal student loan debt, and this could zero that out for almost 20 million people, or cut that debt in half for millions more. But many are saying this isn't fair to the folks who've already paid their student loans, or to the students who paid for college without loans. So what do you think of this plan? We want you to write us in. Biden definitely campaigned on this. I just want to let you guys know, in 1980, the four-year education was on average about $10,000 annually. In 2020, it was close to 30. That is a 180% increase in 40 years. Lindsay, what do you think?
I mean, there are a lot of political and economic implications of relieving the student loan debt. Like, inflation can go up, and people are already citing that, and there are options that college and universities will raise their rates, knowing that you can get your debt wiped out. And so also the NAACP, because this disproportionately affects people of color, is asking for Biden to relieve close to $40,000 or $50,000 to actually impact people of color versus $10,000.
Right.
So really, people are not all on board with this idea. Also, only 13.5% of the country actually has student loan debt, even though you said that high number. Compared to the whole country, that's not the #1 issue. So heading into midterms, people are kind of confused about why this is so pressing to get done. I know he promised it, but then it also feels like it's a very political move. So people are just really, I think, confused about how this will actually impact us, especially with the economy so flighty right now.
Interesting. What's your take?
Well, I just paid off my student loan last month.
Yeah.
Thank you. It only took 20 years. And I have no issue with student loan forgiveness at all. I don't think that $10,000 is actually enough, and I think we really need to look at why universities and colleges are so expensive. It was about the idea that this higher education was for a certain demographic, and certainly not for people of color, and certainly not for women. So by making it more expensive, it kept the exclusivity. Then we came up with these grants and loans. A lot of, in the beginning, were not taken by really anyone. My mother was able to go all the way through to get her EDD and get her doctorate based on the grants that she was given, which a lot of grants and loans go unclaimed. This is something I continue to tell people. The fact that we are in a society where you can Google almost anything and there's so much unclaimed money for university is insane to me. But yes, it was about accessibility, and I think really what we're looking at are situations like School of Education. School of Education in this country, enrollment is down. Why is it down? Because you cannot pay $27,000, $30,000 a year for university and then graduate and make $30,000 a year.
And live,
it doesn't make any financial sense. So if you want to continue to have a workforce that is educated in order to do the basic things that we need, like, I don't know, teach our children, then yes, we're going to have to come up with something in order to alleviate the student debt.
I agree with you, and I know he is going to say with people with Pell Grants, they are getting more forgiveness. I wish it was a little bit more. 10,000 is not huge for that many people. It is a big break, but who's making all that money really? The schools, the banks. For me, it feels like perfect time at midterm to get an enormous voting block of 18 plus who can go to the polls and say, thank you for lifting me out of a place in which I was already starting behind and not at an equal playing field. I also think it's important that he promised it and that he makes good on it. I do hope he makes good on even more, though. All right, let's talk about this. Here's a question for you. Who are the gutsy women in your life that inspire you the most? Tori, Erica, and Lindsay. What? Who said that? Hillary Clinton and her daughter Chelsea are out with a new show, and it's called Gutsy, and they're chatting with the Gutsy stars they say inspire them. They're also talking about the gutsiest things they've ever done. So let's take a listen to them.
You have a marriage that has been on public display since the beginning. You said the gutsiest thing you ever did was stay in your marriage.
That doesn't mean that's right for everybody.
To throw someone's life away when people really do make changes. I just believe in second chances.
My mother needed rehabilitation, not prison.
Your survival is your power.
Wow, the show premieres September 9th on Apple Plus. What do you think of what Hillary said? I want to break it down first of, she said the gutsiest thing she ever did was to stay with Bill. Some would say running for president was an enormous thing, an achievement. What do you think about that?
I mean, to each their own. From my perspective, who is also not her, I would say this gutsier to probably put yourself out there and be vulnerable in any way she did, like run for president, like you said, or, you know, the multitude of things she did, run New York, you know, there's plenty of things that she's done. And so if she feels like staying with him, maybe there were other things besides just like actually staying in the relationship and then still deciding to pursue her political ambitions is a whole other thing, because now you're not only getting criticized as a woman who wears suits, you're getting criticized as a woman who stayed with Bill that wears suits.
Exactly. And maybe that's because it wasn't in her plan and becoming president was, so maybe that was what was gutsy about it. What do you think of Hillary?
I don't have hate for Hillary. I know she's a very polarizing figure to people, but much to our conversation yesterday about ambition and ambitious women, she really is a kind of a spokesperson for that.
Yes, she is.
She is someone who absolutely, no matter what she does, it goes through the vein of she's an ambitious woman, and people don't like that.
No, they do not. They get sad.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when it comes to guts or being gutsy, I think we talk about having the audacity to believe, the audacity to aspire, the audacity to persevere. And when we're talking about women, that's something that we are just as a society becoming comfortable with that idea.
That's very true. What do you think gutsy means to you? And could you give us an example of someone who really inspires you for their guts?
Well, I think it's just bravery to do anything. Like, it could be, for me, anything from having a baby, which was such a beautiful, crazy experience because I had no idea what was going to happen, or quitting a job, which has turned out for the best for me. So, you know, those are all things that I just jumped out there and did. And it's just like a belief in yourself. Like, oh, I know I'll be okay on the other end in both of those situations. Self-validation.
Is someone who inspires you? Is there someone who inspires you?
Oh my God, there's so many people. I could start with like my mom, who was just here. She just left this morning. You know, like that's the #1 person.
Yeah.
Susan, what about you? What does gutsy mean to you, and who is someone that you look towards?
Well, I go back to having the audacity, but I'm also in a very unique and privileged position because my whole brand is the comeback, and every week I get to talk to someone on my podcast who's a testimony teacher or an expert, and it's really about the story of their setback season and what inspired them to continue on. So it's like, for me, it's like my life's work, and I would never want to say like one person because I'm inspired every day by people.
For you, it's almost like the guts is to come back. The coming back is the gutsy part.
Right, especially, you know, and public failure looks very different to a lot of different people.
Yeah.
Public failure for a lot of people is just the idea that everyone in your circle knows.
Yeah, wow, that's so interesting. I think I would have to go with gutsy with someone like, I always think of Malala Yousafzai is someone.
And she's grown now. I just saw a video of her. I was like, oh my gosh.
She's like a woman.
She is. I was like, wow.
Right, I believe maybe they can check. I think at 12, the Taliban came, shot her in the face just for saying, I'd like to have an education. She kept going and became the voice for a lot of girls out there. So Malala is my
And she's still doing good work.
She really is. Unbelievable. And she's just beautiful. Coming up on DBL, is it possible to post about your kids too much on social media? Why some are thinking twice about sharing those back-to-school photos. And J-Lo wears 3 dresses for her big wedding weekend with Ben. Did we expect anything else? Let's talk about it.
Closed captioning provided by...
It's so easy.
Closed captioning provided by...
I think it is one of those stories we're all going to be like, what?
So raised you.
Why am I right all the time? Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
Am I going crazy? What's up? Thank you.
So after the J-Lo dresses, we're gonna have a discussion, 2 beats.
Okay.
The first one is about inflation and how that's affecting brides and grooms everywhere.
Guys, I worked in bridal, you guys know, for 2 years.
Yes, so Tori, you'll have some great insight here. You're gonna discuss, inflation is doubling some newlyweds' budgets.
Jeez.
So they're gonna have to cut their guest list in half after already inviting people. I saw somewhere that their budget was like $50,000.
Sorry, Tiffany.
Just the moment,
I'm like, good morning. How y'all doing? What's good? What's good? We're doing some touch-ups right now. As you guys see, we have a beautiful color palette too. Lindsay's in this beautiful blush tone. Erica's in this gorgeous neon orange. And then Tori's bringing it home with this Kansas good home feeling of a good old American cowgirl moment. It's very much a vibe. It's hump day though, it's a beautiful day. Did you guys go out for Taco Tuesday last night? What was good with that? I did. It was a good time. Tequila and tacos. Who doesn't love that? Where'd you get tacos? Machetes. It was so good. And Cherry Creek. I think it's Cherry Creek. Yeah, Cherry Creek. It was delicious. It was a good old carnita moment. Can't go wrong with that,
Sounds good.
And then we're
Okay, I have a question for you guys out there. A lot of my friends who are getting married are asking for like a honey fund or money for the wedding. Like just give me straight up money. I don't want anything else but money. My parents find that really rude because they want to give table china and chargers, but our generation or the next generation doesn't use that. Is it rude to have your guests say, "Don't give me a Cuisinart, I want $100"? Is that rude? Do you think that's rude, Tiff?
No.
I don't think so either.
It's not rude. I like money, so I can buy what I want.
That's right.
Not like
But it's a generational thing. My mom wants to buy you a Cuisinart. And that's it. Welcome back. It's been 3 seconds since we've discussed J-Lo, so we're going to discuss it now. Jennifer Lopez revealed she wore not 1 but 3 wedding dresses during her ceremony in Georgia. In her newsletter that Al and Jeff still get, Jen showed off the custom Ralph Lauren gown she walked down the aisle. I also love that. And by the way, this will become the new thing in bridal. Anyone famous like that, that'll become real. As the high-necked gown was a take on the designer's classic turtleneck column dress. Check out this train. Apparently 1,000 handkerchiefs were attached to the back to create the long ruffled skirt. Next, Jane changed into this gown, which is featured with pearls, Swarovski crystals. It took 30 artisans 700 hours to hand embroider them onto the dress. Jen also wore another custom Ralph Lauren dress that featured a mermaid silhouette, very popular with girls in bridal, and a removable hood and more crystals. The gowns are estimated to cost $1 million each.
Good for her.
Right?
I love it. You know who we really owe this moment to, or moments like this to?
Who?
Carrie Bradshaw.
Talk to me.
Carrie Bradshaw
The wedding
really
episode?
made, or the movie.
Yep.
The whole,
Westwood.
exactly,
Yep,
that
yep,
spread and the multiple looks. And hey, there's a lot of wedding gowns out there and someone has to wear them.
That's exactly right. I was in bridal for a couple of years. I'm very proud of it. And just so you know, many women like to do the very formal and then they change into they call a party dress, which I didn't do and I'm a little bit jealous I didn't. Would you have changed?
Well, for sure for the party dress, but I don't know about 3 times, and I like to get dressed. So, but I think 3 times is like, how long is the ceremony? How long is the day? If it's over a couple of days, like one of my friends is Nigerian, had a beautiful wedding
Like
that was
Indian
over
wedding.
a couple of days. Sure, wear 10 outfits. I love that. But in one day, it's like, all right, already. You know.
What was your favorite of the 3? I think
I like the
Swarovski
first
crystal
one.
Did you? I like the first one too.
Yeah.
The Swarovski was lovely. All right, in keeping with our wedding theme, inflation is taking a bite out of the cost of these ceremonies. Brides and grooms everywhere are starting to feel the really big pressure of a rapidly rising budget. They're being forced to cut into their guest list even after they've had it, so they have to uninvite people. Would you understand if you were uninvited?
Totally.
Me too.
I would totally
I'd be fine with it. Would you be okay with it, Linz?
Well, I feel like people in general have to invite like a ton of people to their wedding that they don't want to. And I'm not married, but I've also been like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
it's going to be people who I genuinely want to be happy for us. Even if they are happy from afar and I don't want them to come, I'm sorry. You know, that's it. It's just got to be, it's supposed to be about you and your union and your day. And so if someone somebody's not invited, this should be a good reason to invite only the people that you genuinely, in your heart of hearts, want to be there.
Especially with money so tight.
Yeah, I also think it's kind of a situation depending on what stage of your life you're in. Like, you're grown, and I would assume that you would probably take most of the cost of paying for your own wedding, and then you might have a little bit more autonomy, or so you think, because my first wedding, I was 25 years old, and my mother especially was very much like, you need to invite these people. We sent out wedding invites for 2 people. It came back with 10 names on the invite.
No.
So
they can write in names?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No writing
10
in names.
Like entire tables of people. So I thought, when I got married for the last and final time at 35, I'm like, well, we're paying for this. So my parents, you know, they can't say anything. I didn't even want a wedding because I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah.
But my husband wanted one, and he had never had one. Wouldn't you know that our parents were like, no, these people need to be invited.
Oh, again?
Again? I don't know those
No,
people.
you don't know those
and
people.
also, didn't they see it once?
I know.
Like,
Let's talk about faux pas, okay? Because on this topic of weddings, what would you do if one of your guests prematurely cut into your wedding cake? One wedding guest went out of her way to post incriminating footage of herself on TikTok. She was at her friend's wedding. She thought they forgot to serve the cake, so she took it upon herself to cut into it. The bride even commented on the video saying, as the bride whose cake this was, she is formally forgiven and has learned her lesson in wedding etiquette. Would you end a friendship over this?
No, but I mean, like, what's wrong with you, girl? Like, I would pull you to the side and be like, it's just like somebody coming in white if it's not an all-white party. Like, this is my wedding.
Dude.
You are not supposed to wear white. These are like simple, basic things. Don't cut the cake. Don't wear white. Like, these are not hard things to figure out. And I don't know how close that girl was, but I don't think any best friend of mine, which is why I said small group at the wedding, would do some nonsense like that. But if they did, I wouldn't kick them out of my life.
This is what happens in weddings these days, because too many people wake and bake before the wedding.
I think they're too hungry.
Yep.
I think you're right.
Yeah, there's a lot of wake and bake. People, let me tell you, I love to see, you know, people in their element on their big day. But a lot of people are not feeling like, you know, they just want the party.
They want the food and the party.
So waking, baking guests are definitely a thing, and it's very prevalent, and things like this happen.
Wow, they steal the food?
Yeah.
Who would know? Coming up on DBL, sharing special moments with your kids in the modern world of social media. Is it safe? We're going to talk about it coming up next. Stay with us.
The 2.5-year pause on federal student loan payments is set to expire in a week. On September 1st, millions of Americans will need to resume paying off that debt.
That is, unless the Biden administration extends the pause, which it may do this week. So we're verifying some fast facts on federal student loans. Our sources are the Congressional Research Service and Mark Kantrowitz, a student financial aid expert who has written 9 books on planning and paying for college. As of March 31st, about 45 million people owed a total of more than $1.6 trillion in federal student loan debt. That's according to this CRS report. 16% of borrowers were 24 years old or younger. 64% were between 25 and 49, and 20% were 50 or older. As for how much people owe, 15 million people owe $10,000 or less. 21 million people owe more than $10,000 but less than $50,000. And about 9 million people owe more than $50,000. President Biden has previously floated the idea of canceling up to $10,000. So if that were to happen, assuming there's no income cap, that would totally eliminate student loan debt for 15 million people, a third of all borrowers. So we drilled into those numbers a bit further, using Department of Education data. With no income cap, canceling up to $10,000 of student loans would completely eliminate debt for 294,000 Virginians, more than 230,000 Marylanders, and nearly 29,000 people living in the district.
As for what that would cost the government,
So if everybody gets up to $10,000 of loan forgiveness, it would cost more than $375 billion. If only people who owe $10,000 or less have their loans forgiven, it will cost $75 billion.
with your fast facts, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Welcome back. All right, some parents are not shy about sharing pictures of their kids on social media, and celebrities are no exception. Vanessa and Nick Lachey were among many stars sharing snaps of their kids going back to school. Gabrielle Union showed off her daughter's new back-to-school do on Instagram. Her 3-year-old even has her own account. Kavia James is everything. Other celebs like Chrissy Teigen regularly post pics of the kids all over social media, but a new study suggests that so-called, new word alert, guys, Sharrington, or is that right? Sharenting, or parents oversharing the pics of their kids can be actually harmful. The post can leave kids vulnerable to online predators, and there's also the issue of consent, given that kids don't actually often have a say on whether they want their images plastered everywhere. So I know, for instance, like Kristen Bell, Dax Shepard, they post a lot, but there's always a big emoji over the face of the kids. I think Amy Schumer, I believe, might be starting to do this with her kid Jean. What do you think about this?
I don't have a problem with whatever parents decide is how they want to share their children.
Right.
At the same time, I have been guilty of muting accounts because that's not why I'm following you.
Right.
No, I'm being very serious. Like, you know, there is kind of this contract that you're like, oh, I'm following you because you post things like this. And then if you change that content and it's like aggressive, then yeah, I'll mute it.
Kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because I also feel weird about constantly being in every moment. Like, I'm not even in my like my nieces and nephews' lives like that. Like,
That's
I don't, you know.
That's fair. Kinsley, what do you think about Kinsley? Are you going to?
I mean, I didn't tell anybody, including y'all, I was pregnant till I was 6 months pregnant. So I don't have a problem not showing anything going on. And everyone says online, like, where's the baby? Like, I showed her she's 1 year, but then I showed her before that, like, at 6 months.
Right.
I showed her on The View one time. You know, it's just like she's not really in, like, I don't take that many pictures for Instagram. I take pictures for us. We have like an actual camera where we have a photo album. And so, you know, we're trying to cherish some of those moments and make those old videos like our parents did. Like, I can pop in a tape anytime and watch like the full Christmas and all the spills that happen and the craziness and the kids laughing and crying. So I think that's a lot of what the videoing is for. And since some people don't like own a traditional video camera, a lot of things happen on social media and then hopefully is getting saved somewhere else besides Instagram.
Yeah, I think it's also about the consistency. Like, you weren't oversharing your personal life
in general, right? That's just my personality.
So I think that's another thing, when people aren't sharing their lives and then all of a sudden they have children and they're oversharing everything. Like, that's when it feels a little weird to me. Like, if I was following along the journey of your life because that was the content, then it makes sense that I'm following along with this journey, right? But you all of a sudden have a child and then that's all you post.
Right.
Then it feels inconsistent.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Also, the ones where they put the little stuffed animal and they go 1 month, 2 months.
Oh my God.
3 months,
and I had those blocks and I was just like, I never did it. I just don't have the time. And then also my friends who get their kids full dressed every day, like Kinsley is in a onesie like 9 times out of 10. I don't have the time. Like, this is just how you're looking today.
Yeah, this is what's happening.
My mom was here this whole week, so that's why she was dressed all week for her birthday week.
To the nines.
Yeah, to the nines, literally.
Oh, Susan, we love you. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Court records reveal FBI agents took 11 sets of classified records from former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate during a search on August 8th. In a post on Truth Social, a social media platform that he founded, Trump claimed that the documents were all declassified. The former president's comments prompted several of our viewers, including Beverly and Carol, to ask, can the president declassify documents? So let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Constitution, Executive Order 13526, Cal McClanahan, Executive Director of the National Security Counselors, a nonprofit public interest law firm, and Richard Immerman, professor and historian at Temple University. According to our sources, a president does have the authority to declassify documents while they're in office, but it isn't a formal process. Let me walk you through the levels of classification in the U.S. government and when presidents can and cannot exercise their power to declassify government records. The 3 levels of classification in the U.S. government are confidential, secret, and top secret. National security expert Kel McClanahan says the classification assigned to a document dictates
the level of damage that its release would cause to the national security of the United States.
According to the National Archives, a select group of government officials have classification authority, including the president, vice president, and agency heads. But let's focus on the president. The Supreme Court ruled the president's power over classified information comes from executive authority granted by the Constitution. A sitting U.S. president has wide-ranging authority to classify and declassify certain documents, but a former president does not. To classify a document, a sitting president has to make a plausible argument that it's related to national security, according to McClanahan. But he says there isn't the same requirement for declassifying documents.
He doesn't have to give any reason for declassifying it. He can just say, I decide that this should be declassified, and it's declassified.
According to our sources, there isn't a formal protocol the president has to follow in order to declassify government information. But historian Richard Immerman says there is an informal one that presidents generally follow. First, the president consults all departments and agencies that have an interest in a classified document. They provide an assessment as to whether the document should stay classified for national security reasons, and if there's a dispute among the agencies, they debate it. But ultimately, it's the president that makes the decision on declassification. So we can verify, yes, a president can declassify documents, but there isn't a set protocol that they have to follow. So what about the documents found at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate? Well, there are other federal laws that bar a former president from taking government documents, regardless of whether or not they were declassified. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
You made it. Nice, Erica. You'll have to go to the bathroom at some point. Hey, DBL Nation, we make this show for you. Your feedback is more important than ever to us, and that's why we've created this short survey, but we want you to fill it out and to complete it. All you have to do is go to dailyblastlive.com/survey, or see that QR code on the screen. Use your camera phone to go to it. Your opinion actually matters to us, and we hope that you'll take just a few minutes to share your thoughts, and we really, really want to hear from you. Now, before we go, we've got some viral videos of a slide. Did y'all see this in Detroit?
What? Who would suffer like that for no reason?
This slide was first built in the 60s, but it was closed for many reasons. But it was recently reopened.
No. Are you dumb?
Videos went viral showing riders flying into the air. It was only open for 4 hours before they had to shut it down.
No, this is suffer. This is like, why would you suffer? I don't know anybody who willingly suffers. I like heights and stuff, but that's ridiculous.
That would hurt your bum. All right, we are so happy you joined us. Thank you so much. DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Ow, that would hurt. Bye, guys.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
Am I going crazy?
I just love your passion right now.
I'll take it.
Oh, yeah. Actually, let me get on it. You just got me all riled up.
Who raised you?
This is a win, right, guys? Why am I right all the time?
You're
I live my life for Spike. Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
I didn't expect that. I love this segment.
Yes.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year. DBL is all new every day.
talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
TV icon Kathy Lee Gifford will be here live. She's talking about everything from becoming a grandma to what it was like working with Regis for so many years. Hillary Clinton opens up about her marriage to Bill in a new docuseries.
You said the gutsiest thing you ever did was stay in your marriage.
That doesn't mean that's right for everybody.
And we've got all the deets on the 3 dreamy dresses J-Lo wore during her wedding weekend extravaganza with Ben.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham. No.
Nope.
Yeah, just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. We've got Kathy Lee coming up soon, and I'm really excited.
Yes,
Kathy
I can feel it.
I know, so you have to stay tuned for that. She is a legend. We love her. Okay, first and foremost, a lot of you have an opinion. Today, President Biden, he announced he's forgiving a lot of student loan debt, fulfilling a major campaign promise. Now, the plan will forgive up to $10,000 in loans for people who make $125,000 a year or less. He's also extending the pause on student loan payments until January. It's not clear where the money is coming from. However, the whole thing could cost up to $300 billion, or about, if you want to separate it, $2 grand per taxpayer. Now, more than 43 million people have federal student loan debt, and this will zero that out for almost 20 million people, or cut that debt in half for millions more. But many are saying this isn't fair to the folks who already paid their student loans, or to those students who paid for college without loans. So what do y'all think of this plan? First of all, I just want a show of hands in the room. I mean, I don't think we have a camera on them, but how many people are dealing with student loan debt, like as you speak, in our room?
I still have student loan
So we have
debt.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So like a quarter, or 8, 9, half of the room right now, and we're all a little bit older, you know, not everybody in the room, but still at 45 years old, you're dealing with student loan debt. What do you think about this?
I mean, you know, I think it's a good thing overall. They say, like, rising tide lifts all boats. When you free the generation underneath you to, be absolved of their debt to some extent, that allows them to now move into your neighborhood, invest in a house, invest in the school district. I don't think this is like, these aren't people that are like going to take this money now, I'm going to go to Vegas. I think this is now, I can apply for loans and move forward in my life, get a mortgage, and start to have that American dream that people have been told that they can have. And college has changed in terms of what it costs, even when I went.
Yeah.
Mine is mostly for grad school. College is really
Tori,
changed.
what would you say to this? Because we have a lot of comments. One of our viewers says, absolutely not acceptable. Totally a political voting scheme, extremely unfair to those who could not afford college. Taxpayers cannot afford these forgiveness plans.
Okay, well, first off, we don't know it's coming from taxpayers. It could come from a warplane. If it's $300 million, they could sell a warplane, and then guess how much money comes back after these people move into your neighborhoods? It comes back into the economy. That's the point of lifting them up. I just want to say loud and clear that college student debt is unfair. It is predatory lending, and so what he's doing is trying to level the playing field. If you have a Pell Grant, you'll get forgiveness up to 20 grand. So that's the lowest income amount. Now, also, in 1980, the cost to go to college was 10 grand annually. In 2020, 30 grand. That's a 180% increase in about 40 years. That's unsustainable. It's unsustainable for people. So all he's doing is fulfilling a promise and keeping it even for people. I think it's fabulous.
First of all, shout out to Rob and our crew. Popped the lights on, got around there. Good job, guys. Good job there, guys.
Nice.
Yeah, but if you look, to get back what you say, if you look at the curve from like 1980 till now, it just goes straight up for
It's like
inflation.
a straight line.
So that's gone up, but the people who teach education, theirs hasn't gone up, right? So on the outside, like everyone else, I think this is a great idea, right? Student debt is crazy. Who's getting all that money? But then when I sit back and think, you don't cancel debt, you transfer it. And who do you transfer it to? Us. I know you think it's not going to be the taxpayers, but it is. Biden's handing out money like it's going out of style. $4 trillion he gave away during COVID. Now he's giving people a $10,000 tax credit. You know what the mafia used to do?
It's not a tax credit.
Or $10.
Forgiveness.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. The mafia used to hand out turkeys during Thanksgiving in their neighborhood, and everyone's like, the mafia is the best, right? I love the mafia. I'm gonna vote for the mafia. Like, I'm gonna buy your vote. Guess what they're doing to all the businesses? They're taxing them in their own way behind. You're going to pay me or something's going to happen to you. But if you put on this festival, this show like Biden's doing with the free turkeys, everyone thinks you're a good guy. So am I getting bamboozled or is this really a good thing?
That's a fair question, but I will say a budget's a budget and you can reformulate, reconfigure, restructure a budget any which way you want. So to Tori's point, you can say we're not going to put this much into warplanes and we're going to go ahead and put this over here to have people have a higher living wage, or we're going to do this to cancel student debt. So there is a way to just reconfigure those puzzle pieces to make everybody happier. Whether or not that's the right decision, I do not know. I'm not an economist. You may think I am. I am not.
I was picking up that you weren't, but I appreciate you clarifying. Honestly, it's so interesting how we look at when something is done for the people, like we the people, like I have nephews and nieces that will directly benefit, and grown folks that will directly benefit.
Kids.
My children hopefully will not have to make the decision to go or not because of this. But like I remember back to the Trump presidency when he passed that corporate tax cut, which was the most unfavorable thing he ever did with his base. Like that was but it was for corporations, and people didn't realize like how much money huge corporations got back, because like I always say, we don't understand anything. We don't understand how our tax code works.
And they do it on purpose.
I don't understand how the corporate tax code works. So when I start saying that, your eyes are going to glaze over, so no one understands. But we understand student debt. That's something we can understand and get upset about. So if we're going to get upset about student debt, we should be also learning up about what's going on in the corporate world, because those are the people that have benefited the most in the last 10 years. That tax cut was insane.
You paid for your student loan, right?
I'm currently paying.
You're currently paying.
Still.
Do you mind having your taxes raised to pay for someone so they get a cut in their tax or in their student loan?
Honestly,
if that's what happens. If that's what happens, would that bother you?
I swear, and it's like I know people like, well, you're in a financial position. Like I have 3 kids. Like I'm out here hustling like everybody else. If we don't do something, the next generation they're done.
I agree. It's ridiculous. I agree.
It's so
much.
Predatory.
Yeah, I do agree.
There's a point where it's like this jacket's expensive, or it's $38,000 where there's no thought of even paying it off, and that's where our kids are. And I don't think it's a fair way to start your life.
The interest rates need to be gone. It took me 20 years to pay off my student loans because I was just paying the interest rate. So I think this is a good start, but I don't think this is the end all be all.
No, but I'm glad he's keeping a promise, because people were like, yo, what's up? You kept this on your campaign.
He said cancel all student loan debt.
It's not a lot.
I agree with you. He's kind of lived up to his promise.
I agree with you on that.
All right, coming up on DBL, you guys, the fabulous Kathy Lee Gifford will be here live. You guys, there she is. We cannot wait to talk with her next. Look at that grand piano in the background. Gorgeous.
My word.
Closed captioning provided by...
It's so...
Am I going crazy?
So raised you.
Why am I right all the time?
You're not.
Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustang.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year.
TikTok. I am rapping. Did you hear that? We're talking about
you quoting the Constitution.
Yeah, me quoting the Constitution. What movie? Do you guys know? I'm gonna have to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Oh yeah, I love that. Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
It is one of the best, dumbest movies.
I watch it
the
every time
dumbest,
it's on.
stupidest movie, and it's fantastic. They take like Benjamin Franklin's glasses and find when the sun hits the building, and that's where you gotta go to get to the Declaration. It's unbelievable.
When I went to DC, that's all I thought about.
That's what you should think about. That's
no,
the whole
I didn't
point.
think about anything else.
It's unbelievable.
My point to all those movies is I feel like if they made that now, it would just get ripped apart.
Because of cell phones and
parts,
stuff?
it's just like movies in the 90s didn't even always make sense. It's like, wait, how was she standing there? You know, but I kind of like that there was like some absurd movies in a way.
So, this is so weird that you said that. I was just listening to something this morning and they mentioned Crocodile Dundee. Could you imagine like having pitching an idea like, hey, this guy from Australia is going to come and have a love interest in New York City? Be like, what are you talking about?
Right, who cares?
But for some reason, that movie was great.
Because people didn't have social media that way. Because it was like, he's
But
Australian.
you think that movie would fly today?
No way.
No way.
No
People would
way.
laugh you out of the room.
What's the line? That's not a knife. This is a knife.
That's the line. But everyone loves the movie and everyone loves Crocodile Dundee, but I don't know if that would fly.
Because he was so like, what's a bathroom? He didn't know anything. And it's like, that's not how people are these days.
That's why it wouldn't fly. Your pictures.
No, remember the bidet? He's like, I figured it out. The bidet? It's a drinking fountain.
I still want to see if you're going to commit to the accent.
Don't they have bidets in Australia?
That's what I'm wondering. It's like, how far back from the outback?
And then all to go overseas to learn about bidets.
Yeah, I thought bidets started
And does the water really go backwards in Australia? I've been there, and I think I tried to figure it out.
I can see you standing over a toilet.
I'm pretty sure it's recorded. I don't know.
Welcome back. So she is an Emmy-winning, Tony-nominated actress who struck television gold as one of your favorite TV hosts. Come on, not once, but twice. She's also a woman of great faith who is bringing her vision to the big screen. Please welcome to DBL the iconic Kathie Lee Gifford.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much.
Oh, it is our honor.
It is our pleasure. I wanted to do this before we get to your new powerful book and movie. I have to wish you a happy belated birthday, Mazel. You're a Leo, but you famously...
Uh-oh, she doesn't like
She doesn't like birthdays, and I want to know why.
Why I don't like birthdays?
Yeah.
Every day's a birthday. Every day's a day you're still alive from the day of your birth.
That's a good answer.
And so, yeah, and I think when we single things out, our expectations get so large that you're always disappointed. And I know and unfortunately, because of ageism in our world, a person's age tends to stigmatize them.
Yeah.
And I just turned chronologically 69 years old, but I feel like I'm 35.
Amen.
And so I don't want to be reminded of something that doesn't mean anything to me.
I love that.
I'm as old as I look, feel, and experience life. So I don't like anything that takes my eyes off what is true.
Very good.
Yeah,
what do you think, as a follow-up,
so
what's the biggest misconception about aging?
It's that we let other people define what it means. Now, I've met some 30-year-olds that are older than I am.
Yeah.
You know, in the way they act, and the way they view the world, and everything else, and their attitudes, and their negativity. I'm the most. It's one more thing that we let the world define about us, and I reject all of it.
I appreciate
because when you have God in your life, only His definition matters.
You were just talking to one of those people. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So, Kathie Lee, congratulations are also in order because you became a grandmother this summer.
Now we're talking.
Or, yeah, that's right. Or you like to be called Bubby. Not Bubby. Ooh, I almost said something else.
No, it's not Bubby. You obviously are not Jewish people.
Yeah,
this comes from a Yiddish word. Can you all say amongst yourselves, bubula?
Could you get a two-shot over here? I need help.
Bubula.
Bubula?
Not boob. These are boobs, okay? Different. I'm not the one nursing right now. I'm the grandmother. Thank God.
All right. I'm going to get off that. What are your duties as grandmother right now? Spoiling?
No, I don't believe in spoiling children. I believe in just loving them to pieces. But no, my children turned out the way they did because I did not spoil them, and they grew up in a very more privileged society than I was born into, or my husband was. I was poor, and Frank was poverty-stricken.
Wow.
And we just worked our rear ends off our whole lives, and we tried to live our lives according to God's plan for us. And his, people talk about God's commandments. They aren't commandments. They were blessings. The commandments were how do you want a joyful life? Do you want blessing in your life? Do you want God's favor to follow you? Follow this. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love God with all your heart. Don't lust after your neighbor's wife. Share. Those are not commandments. That's like the greatest suggestions in the world to have a good life, a blessed life.
It's beautiful. Wow.
They're inspiring.
I know. I just love how authentic you are. Like from her faith to grabbing her bubbies.
Yeah. Boobies. These are boobies. I'm booby. Booby is a Yiddish word for beloved one. He's my bubula, and I'm his booby.
Yes, you are.
It's
yes,
so
you.
hard to teach people certain things.
Okay, so Kathie Lee, you worked with Regis for 15 years. I don't think I ever missed an episode. And then you jumped over, started working with Hoda for 11 years. Tell us, is there a secret to your chemistry on air? How do everything you touch turns to gold? Come on, give us some tips.
You didn't see my Broadway show, which of all the things I've done up until this new movie, I felt like it was the greatest work I've ever done. And it took me 13 years to bring it to Broadway, and it closed in 3 weeks. So you never know in this world. I just try to follow God's leading, and whatever his purposes are, that's his business. And I'm just supposed to humbly and walk in his footsteps and obey him. So yeah, no, the thing that's the same with Regis as it was with Hoda. First of all, I was blessed to work with two people that I could never have worked that long with either one if I hadn't adored them.
Right.
Just, I think affection, genuine affection and respect between people is so important. First of all, that's what an audience really sees. And I could roast Regis and I could tease him, and the same thing with Hoda, but everybody would know they love each other. That was that, and we did. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't miss Regis, who passed recently, and I adored him. But the one thing we always had, and everybody's, what's the secret to your success? I said it's a 3-letter word: fun.
That's
We
it.
have fun. We have fun, and fun is contagious, and fun is in short supply these days.
Yes, it is.
And there are other people I have fun with. I would do a show again in a heartbeat with Craig Ferguson. I would do it in a heartbeat again with Jimmy Allen, or Ricky Gervais, or different people that I have freaking fun with. Because other people, I want to come to the party. I want to come to the party.
So do we. Kathy Lee, so do we. In fact, to our viewers, stay with the party, because when we come back, we'll chat with Kathy Lee about her amazing new book and movie, The Way. She'll also tell us why she's finally found her dream job. We're back in 2 minutes with Kathy Lee.
The 2.5-year pause on federal student loan payments is set to expire in a week. On September 1st, millions of Americans will need to resume paying off that debt.
That is, unless the Biden administration extends the pause, which it may do this week. So we're verifying some fast facts on federal student loans. Our sources are the Congressional Research Service and Mark Kantrowitz, a student financial aid expert who has written 9 books on planning and paying for college. As of March 31st, about 45 million people owed a total of more than $1.6 trillion in federal student loan debt. That's according to this CRS report. 16% of borrowers were 24 years old or younger. 64% were between 25 and 49, and 20% were 50 or older. As for how much people owe, 15 million people owe $10,000 or less. 21 million people owe more than $10,000 but less than $50,000. And about 9 million people owe more than $50,000. President Biden has previously floated the idea of canceling up to $10,000. So if that were to happen, assuming there's no income cap, that would totally eliminate student loan debt for 15 million people, a third of all borrowers. So we drilled into those numbers a bit further, using Department of Education data. With no income cap, canceling up to $10,000 of student loans would completely eliminate debt for 294,000 Virginians, more than 230,000 Marylanders, and nearly 29,000 people living in the district.
As for what that would cost the government,
So if everybody gets up to $10,000 of loan forgiveness, it would cost more than $375 billion. If only people who owe $10,000 or less have their loans forgiven, it will cost $75 billion.
with your Fast Facts, I'm Evan Kozloff.
The Bible comes to life with music and narration in ways you've never experienced before. The Way.
Wow, that was a clip from Kathy Lee's new movie, The Way, set to be released in theaters for a one-night-only event on September 1st. Please welcome back to the show, Kathy Lee Gifford.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so Kathy Lee, your on-air career, obviously, second to none, monumental, but you say this project is your dream job. Why is that?
You know what? After I left the show with Regis, people would say, how could you leave your dream job? Then I left the show with Hoda, and they go, how could you leave your dream job? And I said, you know what? You guys are assuming that this was my dream job. No, I'm deeply grateful for the jobs I had with both of those people. Regis and I were able to change the landscape of daytime TV forever. We never set out to do that. We never dreamed we could. We just showed up and we were authentically who we are. You guys have probably discovered that that's what works best for you too. You know, because the audience can smell a route. They can smell a phony. And there have been a few people who've been able to fake it for much, much longer than others, but I won't name their names unless we get together and
name
them.
them.
For the most part, if you want to last decades and decades, you just be the real you. And then people will either dislike you, but it'll be on a real basis, or they'll love you to pieces and they'll never leave you. And I've been blessed to have enough of those that they have forgiven my sins through the years and the times that I was ignorant but didn't know it. You know, there's willful ignorance and then there is real ignorance. And I just didn't know that something might be hurtful or something might be offensive to somebody. And this is long before the culture we live in. And when the minute I would realize it, that it might have offended somebody, it was like, oh my gosh, I never knew that. I'd come right back on the air and go, hey guys, I just said something 5 seconds ago. And somebody in commercial break told me what it means to other people. I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
Wow.
And people would go, yeah, and what's wrong with that? Just saying, you know what? I don't know everything. I'm a human being and I'm a work in progress. But I mean, I called somebody a Guido once because I thought it was a funny word. I'd heard it somewhere and I thought it was Italian. It's a Guido. It's a guy that wears the chain. Somebody, Italian friend of mine who I adored at my show said, Kath, you can't say that. I said, why? He goes, it's derogatory to Italian people. I went, what? When? He goes,
but that's why we love you, Kathy Lee, because you are honest and you're just always ever evolving. And if we could all take a page from your book. Now, this is your second time directing a faith-based film. I don't know if our viewers know that. Now, this is your first, though, full-length film.
Congrats.
Where did the idea, exactly, congratulations, but where did the idea for this film come from?
Well, it came from the first film, actually. It was supposed to be a 3-minute basic song that I wrote with a brilliant artist named Nicole C. Mullen, under what we call the inspiration of the Holy Spirit. She had to go to Nigeria for ministry. I stayed back in Connecticut and finished the song. It went from a 3-minute song about Hagar in the Old Testament to an 11.5-minute. I didn't know what it was, except for my work in Broadway made me feel like this is a piece of theater. I don't quite know what this is, but let's get back and let's get in the studio and let's demo it. So we did. And I said to Nicole, tell me a little bit about each character as we go along, Nicole. You know the Bible very well. Tell me about Hagar. Tell me about Ruth. She goes, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I said, oh, yes, you can do that. You just haven't done it before. And so she did it. And when you saw the first film, The God Who Sees, which has had millions and millions of views, and it changed people's lives, transformed them, she was just speaking her heart, speaking her truth. 95 or maybe even more % of what you see in The God Who Sees is what she said in one take. One take. And it was so glorious that I said, I'm putting this to music. And I added the National Symphony Orchestra to it.
Oh my
65 pieces. Then I said, this is so glorious. We're going to Israel. And I'm going to direct for the first time in my life because I'm tired of giving my babies to other people and not having my vision come true. I've earned the right now to direct everything first of all, that I pay for. Hello. And I mean, unless Spielberg comes along and wants to do the next one, I'm going to keep doing this. And so from the reaction of that one, millions of people saying it changed my life. I was going to kill myself today. Wow. And I stumbled on this and I realized that God sees me. I'm not alone in this world. I am valuable to God. He loves me. Or she, it was a woman, whoever. You go on YouTube and you just see the comments people have made in 3.5 years from watching it. It's still going on.
And Kathy Lee, it's life-changing. You are a gift. We hope you can join us on the panel. We really do. Yes, that would be a dream. Do not miss Kathy Lee's one-night-only theatrical release of The Way on September 1st. You can go to fathomevents.com for tickets. You can also get the companion book, The God of the Way, a journey into the stories, people, and faith that changed the world forever. It's out on August 30th. Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Court records reveal FBI agents took 11 sets of classified records from former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate during a search on August 8th. In a post on Truth Social, a social media platform that he founded, Trump claimed that the documents were all declassified. The former president's comments prompted several of our viewers, including Beverly and Carol, to ask, can the president declassify documents? So let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Constitution, Executive Order 13526, Kel McClanahan, Executive Director of the National Security Counselors, a nonprofit public interest law firm, and Richard Immerman, professor and historian at Temple University. According to our sources, a president does have the authority to declassify documents while they're in office, but it isn't a formal process. Let me walk you through the levels of classification in the U.S. government and when presidents can and cannot exercise their power to declassify government records. The 3 levels of classification in the U.S. government are confidential, secret, and top secret. National security expert Kel McClanahan says the classification assigned to a document dictates
the level of damage that its release would cause to the national security of the United States.
According to the National Archives, a select group of government officials have classification authority, including the president, vice president, and agency heads. But let's focus on the president. The Supreme Court ruled the president's power over classified information comes from executive authority granted by the Constitution. A sitting U.S. president has wide-ranging authority to classify and declassify certain documents, but a former president does not. To classify a document, a sitting president has to make a plausible argument that it's related to national security, according to McClanahan. But he says there isn't the same requirement for declassifying documents.
He doesn't have to give any reason for declassifying it. He can just say, I decide that this should be declassified, and it's declassified.
According to our sources, there isn't a formal protocol the president has to follow in order to declassify government information. But historian Richard Immerman says there is an informal one that presidents generally follow. First, the president consults all departments and agencies that have an interest in a classified document. They provide an assessment as to whether the document should stay classified for national security reasons, and if there's a dispute among the agencies, they debate it. But ultimately, it's the president that makes the decision on declassification. So we can verify, yes, a president can declassify documents, but there isn't a set protocol that they have to follow. So what about the documents found at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate? Well, there are other federal laws that bar a former president from taking government documents, regardless of whether or not they were declassified. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Stay with us. We've got more DBL after the break.
President Biden is considering plans to forgive some student loan debt, but some activists say the proposals he's looking at now don't measure up to the promises he made on the campaign trail. One viral tweet reads, quote, Biden ran on canceling all your federal student debt if you went to an HBCU or public college and make under $125,000. Let's verify. When he was running for president, did Joe Biden propose forgiving all federal student debt for borrowers who attended public or historically black colleges and have annual incomes below $125,000? Our sources, a post on Medium by then candidate Biden, the Democratic Party, and video from a town hall held in Miami a month before the election. In April of 2020, Biden wrote a blog post about his ideas for helping out folks struggling in the pandemic economy. One of those ideas, quote, I propose to forgive all undergraduate tuition-related federal student debt from 2- and 4-year public colleges for debt holders earning up to $125,000. He said this would also apply to HBCUs and MSIs, minority-serving institutions. The same language appeared in the official Democratic Party platform, which was approved at the 2020 Democratic National Convention. And then, during an NBC town hall in October of 2020, Biden referenced a version of the same plan when answering a question about the economic obstacles facing young people.
That's why I'm going to eliminate a lot of your student debt if you, in fact, if you come from a family less than 125 grand and you went to a public university.
So we can verify, yes, when he was running for president, Joe Biden proposed forgiving all federal student debt for borrowers who attended public or historically black colleges and have annual incomes below $125,000. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all,
just
stop. Finally here. Drum roll.
Stop this.
Welcome to DBL. Okay, so we talked about him on the show yesterday, but now it looks like the rumors are true. Sylvester Stallone and his wife, Jennifer Flavin, are divorcing after 25 years of marriage. Now, red flags were raised after Sly was spotting getting a tattoo of his wife's face covered up with the image of his old dog from Rocky. Now, in a statement, Stallone said they are, quote, amicably and privately addressing these personal issues. However, TMZ obtained court documents that show Jennifer is accusing Sly of hiding assets. That could...
That's bad.
Sorry, I
thought we brought the Springer audience in here.
Sorry. Okay.
I was interested.
That was Tory. We will get to Tory. And that could impact the worth of their marital estate. He is said to be worth around $400 million. Tory, you have the floor.
No, I just meant, I didn't know if there was a cheating aspect. I didn't know he was maybe hiding assets. So that was new, and I thought that was interesting. Also, Butkus, his dog, he had to sell while he was making Rocky. He said
I explained this on the show yesterday.
You did?
Yeah.
Tori thought she had a gem.
She said it on another show, and I just let her go because I didn't say it on there. I'm like, is she going to say it again?
Yeah. Well, just in case.
Yeah, go for it.
For any of you who didn't see yesterday's show, he sold his dog before Rocky, Butkus, put Butkus in the show, and then bought him back when he made all his money. So Butkus meant a lot. Did he cover his wife's face with the dog? Yes, but it was a special dog.
I feel bad for them. 25 years, that's a long time together. They have 3 children. Sorry, to follow with the heartfelt aspect of it. But, you know, it is sad. I mean, divorce is sad. I know for a lot of people it can be a next chapter to your life, but I always think of the children. She did post, his wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife, Jennifer, did post this pic of her and her 3 daughters, if we could look at it. And she did write, "These girls are my priority. Nothing else matters. The 4 of us forever." So I just wish them all the best.
I don't think it's going to be all the best, Sam. When you get a tattoo of your wife's face covered with a dog, that's not going to be the best.
It's Butkus.
That's it. And look, most divorces are not pleasant. And I mean, you know, we're talking about wishing them the best, and you have a cute anecdote about a dog. But honestly, there's $500 million on the table here, and people are going to be. This is business now, and you know, business gets ugly. That's why we're probably in here, because we don't have the reserve to do that. I think it's going to get ugly. I think this is already starting to slowly spill.
Don't put that out there.
He got a tattoo of a dog over his wife's face. That's a problem.
My ex and I had matching tattoos, and when we broke up, he blacked his out. What do? You're not with that person
but that's
anymore.
Not a 25-year relationship to give you 3 daughters.
It was 7 years, but still.
Yeah,
I know there's no comparison.
Yeah, there is a comparison, but
if you're not married to that person anymore, perhaps they split up months ago, none of us knew. Wouldn't it be, if you had a tattoo of your ex, isn't it natural to cover it up?
Yeah. You want to keep going?
No.
Yeah, okay. That's what I figured.
I love it.
Your turn.
Oh, I thought we were going to go to the next story. I think we got it. Yeah. Yeah. We covered his tattoo with a dog. She said only 4 of us.
Tell the story again.
No,
yeah.
Okay. There was this dog. Okay, sorry.
Jennifer Lopez, which you 2 already know because you guys are on her email chain.
Okay, Al's got a little surprise.
Probably 30 seconds ago.
Okay, so you just got an email, and it's a generic email. It's not personal to Al. Anyways,
why are you going to put that? How do you know what our relationship is?
I saw the general
You don't have
email.
a relationship.
Okay. Jennifer Lopez revealed she wore not 1, but 3 wedding dresses at her ceremony in Georgia. In her newsletter that both Jeff and Al are subscribed to, Jen showed off the custom Ralph Lauren gown she walked down the aisle in. The high-necked gown was a take on the designer's classic turtleneck column dress. Check out this train. Apparently 1,000 handkerchiefs were attached to the back to create a long
handkerchiefs?
Well, it's a word people don't use anymore.
Handkerchiefs.
Yeah. Okay.
attached to the back of the skirt. Next, Jen changed into this gown that featured pearls and Swarovski crystals. It took 30 artisans 700 hours to hand embroider them onto her dress. Jen also wore another custom Ralph Lauren dress that featured a mermaid silhouette and removable hood, and even more crystals.
What, in case it rains?
The gowns are estimated to cost $1 million each.
Before Al goes, I think her newsletter is super embarrassing, just to keep that clear. Yeah, and Al's even more embarrassed that he subscribes to it.
Well, I did it to prank you, and now I can't get off the email list. But honestly, you know, I was going to, when I first thought we were doing the story, I was like, that's a little much. But it has to be said, she looks, I don't even use the word, she looks fantastic.
She's
and all
classic.
those are like iconic pictures that I think will be looked at for years. But at the same time, I don't, just how I'm wired, it would cause me concern. That's because it seems like a lot. I'd be worried if the wedding day had to be a lot.
Let me explain something to you just really quickly. I was in bridal for 2 years, so I know everything if you need help. And they know that whatever she wears and whatever how many will be the next bridal industry for the next 2 to 5 years. So Kate Middleton wore that long lace, low back, high neck. Every single bride walked in and wanted the exact same thing. So J-Lo knows she's creating an entire industry, so does Ralph Lauren. So expect turtlenecks to be in, hoods will be in because of that. I'm telling you, Swarovski will be in. It used to be low backs. Now it's high neck and a little bit of a cap sleeve. That will be new.
Wow.
And handkerchiefs.
And handkerchiefs.
And I thought it was Ralph Lauren. I didn't know it was Ralph Lauren.
Yeah,
I
he's
apologize.
a never-she little Jew from New York.
Okay, Ralph Lauren. Sorry about that. Okay, here's a question for you all. Who are the gutsy women in your life that inspire you the most? Jeff and Al, I know you're going to say Tori and I, but hold back. Well, Hillary Clinton and her daughter Chelsea are out with a new show called Gutsy. They're chatting with gutsy stars that they say inspire them the most. Take a look.
You said the gutsiest thing you ever did was stay in your marriage.
That doesn't mean that's right for everybody.
To throw someone's life away when people really do make changes, I just believe in second chances.
My mother needed rehabilitation, not prison.
Your survival is your power.
So that show premieres September 9th on Apple Plus. She said, Hillary Clinton said the most gutsy thing she did was stay.
It was stay with Bill. I thought that's a very interesting take for someone who ran for president as possibly the first female, which many would consider pretty gutsy. But I think for her, that was on the ladder of what she was going to do, and staying with someone who cheated probably wasn't.
But that's real public humiliation. I mean, just staying with somebody that has cheated on you in your marriage, just within your friend group, I'm assuming when you see them the next time at a social function, you're like, everybody's thinking it. It's very, can you imagine the whole world, and half the world was blaming her for why he stepped out? And, you know, honestly, I didn't want to say it's because it seems so corny, but like I think about my mom, and I'm very into eras because I've had one foot in the analog and one foot in the digital. And I think about like what my mom did pre-internet. Like my mom was, I'm open about this. My sister had a lot of mental health issues. My mom kind of dealt with that solo, and my mom got her PhD in 1990 when black women were not doing that. And I know people are like, well, I have my PhD too, and I'm like, cool, but my mom did it with a typewriter.
Yeah,
you know?
Dr. Jackie.
So it's a little bit different than being able to say, Alexa, what was my dissertation about? My mom did that with 2 children by herself on a typewriter, and it's just like being a pioneer and not really even telling people about it, just leading by example, means a lot to me. So shout out to a lot of women that came before that don't get their just due.
Beautifully said.
The gutsy.
Who in your, if you could pick someone that inspires you and equates to the word gutsy, I don't know what I'm saying, who would it be?
One is you. I really do learn a lot from you. And I don't say that because, let's be honest, I don't face confrontations or boundaries really well, and you've been an inspiration for me. So I wanted to say that for real.
As someone that faces confrontation.
No, you are, no.
No, Tori, because we're laughing, but I'm gonna say this, and I always debated on whether to say this on the panel.
Thank you, Tori.
But you know, Sam, when your brother-in-law was going through what he was going through, we would sit on this panel, and Sam, in between commercial breaks, is pulling behind the curtain. Sam would go back there and get news, whether it was good or bad, and usually it was not great. And she would have an emotional reaction and pull it together and come back on camera, and I was just like,
that's gutsy.
Who is this human that is next to me doing this? It is the most gutsy thing I've ever seen. I don't know how you did it. We love you so much.
You guys talk. Thank you.
We talk. Sam and I would talk often. You know, she's just such a tough person.
Enough. Thank you.
And
I
we appreciate you
we do. I love you. Thank you, Jeff.
It's very true. It's very true. Go ahead. Finish.
I was going to just say, other than Sam, there's some tissue there. I think someone that really affected me was Malala Yousafzai.
Yes.
Because she, at 12 years old, she was shot in the face and continued to speak for girls who, at this moment, the Taliban has outlawed women and girls to be in school. They promised they wouldn't, they didn't. So an entire generation is losing it. Malala is someone that, to me, speaks of guts.
Yes.
Just straight up bravery.
Yes.
You know what
Jeff,
I mean?
what about you?
My wife.
Yeah.
My wife. She's a boss. You know what I mean? She puts up with me every day. You know what I mean? I'm tough around the edges, and she just tells me how it is, and puts me in my place, does everything she does with the boys. She's tough. I don't think she gets a lot of credit because people are like, oh, she's this ditzy girl on television from the South. She is not. Let me tell you something. She is not.
I've always admired your wife, but when she sent me recently a part from Big Brother, which I had never seen, where she challenges this like crazy big dude, and she like chest bumped him.
One of her proudest moments.
She should be.
No,
she was sticking up for herself, and she was sticking up for other people. And here was this bully right in front of her, and this was a big buff dude. Chest bumped him.
Whoa,
Love it. Yeah. Jordan is tough.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
And every stay-at-home mom, like, man, nothing challenges me more than when I'm home with my kids, but I get a break every day. Those stay-at-home parents out there, I tell ya, you guys are my heroes.
Yeah.
Coming up on DBL, Joan Collins is talking about why it's never okay to ask a woman her age. Do you agree with her? Plus, some couples are being forced to cross people off their wedding guest list because of inflation. Would you be offended if you were invited but then uninvited?
Closed captioning provided by
Attention.
DBL is all new every day.
Talk about the fight.
Oh, so the chest bump that Sam is referring to is kind of, you know, Jordan talks about it a lot. But it's with this guy, Russell, just so people know out there. We're all good with Russell. We squashed that in the jury house if you're a Big Brother fan. Went out with him a couple times.
Now, huh?
Yeah, I'm friends with everybody. I'm friends with Jesse.
I'm
People think we fought a lot on there. He always did the show after I worked for CBS. Anytime he was available, he'd come do the show with me. So all the people that I fought with on the show, immediately after the show, we became friends. But people want to hear that everyone keeps fighting. You know what I mean? But we actually did become friends afterwards.
Right.
And everyone has families now, and I wish them all the best. Just for the Big Brother
She really
people out there.
chest bumped him?
Yeah, she ran up because she said she couldn't hit him. And this guy, I almost fought him a couple times with that. He was playing a character.
He was playing the villain.
He leaned into it, and he was playing that character. So Jordan goes, I knew I couldn't punch him, and this was later in the game. And he was going to go out, and she goes, but I wanted to hit him so bad, so I just chest bumped him.
And Jordan's a little thing. That's so cute.
I don't know.
That's
if,
amazing.
Like, I think whatever, like what you're looking at, it doesn't matter about how big your physicality is. Like Jordan is just like who she is. It didn't matter if she's a 6'5" UFC fighter. It didn't matter.
Jordan is
that
so
personality's in there. I love
Well,
it.
she's not a fighter either.
No, not a fighter, but
she
you know, like
is
that kind of like
fiery
stands up for herself.
inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She knows how to handle situations, and people don't think that about her.
I also
That's
love
great.
that she said, you can have my bed. Remember when you didn't have a bed or something? And she
That was
said,
that was the first
Day
my
one.
first encounter with her.
Isn't that insane? And she's like, gave up, you can have my bed. Like, she didn't know him from
was
anyone.
that the first little like, hey, like were you like, oh?
So
she was
I
on
had to
your
sleep.
radar
I was
at
the
that
last person in the house, and I had to sleep with a married girl because they do it on purpose. And Jordan goes, "You could have my bed. I don't want you to look like that on television." And she gave up her bed, not knowing anybody. That was the first thing she said.
That's
Yeah.
so
That is classy.
That starts
Yeah.
a relationship
Man.
off.
Yeah,
but you should see her channel.
Welcome back. So we all know how out of hand inflation is getting with the highest rates in 40 years. Not only is this affecting our everyday purchases, but brides and grooms everywhere are starting to really feel the pressure of a rapidly rising budget. They're being forced to cut their guest lists and even uninvite people that were previously invited. Would this bother any of you?
I would love it. I would love if someone called me like, hey, you don't have to take a plane or give us a gift. I'd be like, oh, that's the best gift ever. Because you know what? I got married in a courthouse, and no one had to give me presents, right? But I have to stuff a cash full of envelope every time I go somewhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I would love to be uninvited. As much as it sounds like I wouldn't, I really would enjoy this.
I would probably be a little hurt.
That's honest.
I would be hurt if I were disinvited. I'm a pretty insecure person in general.
If we went to lunch and left you out, it'd be a group session.
It would be a big problem. You're right. I have a lot of FOMO and but I also understand right now a piece of bread is $8 million, so I get it.
Okay. Good to see you've been studying the economy. Go on.
What was that?
I don't know.
On the topic of weddings, what would you do if one of your guests prematurely cut into your wedding cake?
That's a problem.
Okay, well, one wedding guest went out of her way to post incriminating footage of herself on TikTok. She was at her friend's wedding and thought they forgot to serve the cake. She took it upon herself to, cut into it. Yeah, the first one to cut into it. The bride even commented on the video saying, as the bride whose cake
she licked
this
her
is,
fingers?
she is formally forgiven and has learned her lesson in wedding etiquette.
No.
Would you have forgiven her?
No. That's an extinction level friendship event.
No.
They're taking your day, and I'm not even like a big bride. This is symbolic at this point. They're taking the one day that you guys have prepped for. You guys have gone, tasted the cake. You guys have planned out, and now this person, now all your pictures are gonna have a cut out of it, but more like she did that on purpose, and not even was like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? But like took it, licked her finger, got some more, like I like it, licked her finger again. Like that was like.
She thought
I just know that I've been to weddings where somebody would have seen her outside. I know that for an absolute fact.
I just don't like
that is ruining somebody's lifetime of memories.
A small incident, wasn't thinking, fine. The fact that she had somebody from across the room film it and then TikTok it, either she was going to shame the bride for not serving the cake fast enough, or she's
That was a foul act. That was a foul act.
Gross. I hate that she posted it. That's what would make me not want to be friends with
I don't know. I can't guarantee, but I promise you, I can't promise you either. But I know people like this, and they want that attention. Whoever recorded that is like, oh my God, there goes Sarah, and you know she's going to steal this day from Jennifer.
Right.
It's like, you know those type of people, right? And she did.
We're not friends with those types of people. We're not. Sorry.
I know.
She is. She said she took her back. I was a better person than me.
All right. Well, before we go to break, this is very special. We want to give a wedding shout out to our very own Destiny Travis.
Yes!
So to our viewers, this is who does our hair. She's our resident hair and makeup artist, but she does all of our hair. We would be lost without her. And she got married over the weekend to her love, Scotty. We love you guys.
It was just
I was
the best
sobbing.
wedding. So beautiful.
Sobbing.
She's that's what happiness looks like.
Yeah.
She's glowing.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Suffer from pain?
The 2.5-year pause on federal student loan payments is set to expire in a week. On September 1st, millions of Americans will need to resume paying off that debt. That is, unless the Biden administration extends the pause, which it may do this week. So we're verifying some fast facts on federal student loans. Our sources are the Congressional Research Service and Mark Kantrowitz, a student financial aid expert who has written 9 books on planning and paying for college. As of March 31st, about 45 million people owed a total of more than $1.6 trillion in federal student loan debt. That's according to this CRS report. 16% of borrowers were 24 years old or younger. 64% were between 25 and 49, and 20% were 50 or older. As for how much people owe, 15 million people owe $10,000 or less. 21 million people owe more than $10,000 but less than $50,000. And about 9 million people owe more than $50,000. President Biden has previously floated the idea of canceling up to $10,000. So if that were to happen, assuming there's no income cap, that would totally eliminate student loan debt for 15 million people, a third of all borrowers. So we drilled into those numbers a bit further, using Department of Education data. With no income cap, canceling up to $10,000 of student loans would completely eliminate debt for 294,000 Virginians, more than 230,000 Marylanders, and nearly 29,000 people living in the district. As for what that would cost the government.
So if everybody gets up to $10,000 of loan forgiveness, it would cost more than $375 billion. If only people who owe $10,000 or less have their loans forgiven, it will cost $75 billion.
With your Fast Facts, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Welcome back. So for as long as we can remember, it's been taboo to ask a woman her age, but has that changed? Dame Joan Collins has reignited the debate after she said that it is, quote unquote, tremendously rude to ask a woman her age or even discuss it at all. Okay? So, want to hear from you as always. Is it okay to ask women her age? Go to dblvote.com and tell us what you think. Tori?
I understand why in the past you wouldn't, because depending on the answer, you would be treated differently. Am I right? I am very proud to be 40, super proud of it. It's a privilege. But I understand that people before me allowed me to get to where I can say 40 and not feel, oh, she is over the hill. Remember that? Over the hill?
Right.
So that was all back then. 40 now is like a new 50.
But let me ask you this. If you're at a dinner party and there's a lady that you assume is much older than you and she looks beautiful, for whatever reason you want to know her age.
Right.
Would you ask her age?
No.
See?
And that's a vocabulary difference between generations. It really is. And I would not feel comfortable doing that. And it's just out of respect. But would you feel comfortable doing it?
No, I would not.
Yeah.
What about as men?
I mean, I would. Right? If she was from Chicago and I was from Chicago and I was like, wait, do you mind me asking how old you are? Because I have some older brothers. And you put it in that context, like, maybe you ran into my brother and making that relationship a little more personal. You can't have, I know this is an old one, but you can't have conversations anymore. I'm so terrified that I'm going to say something to offend somebody, but I'm really doing it for personal gain. I'm like, I'll ask someone like, listen, you don't have to tell me how much you paid for this house, but this is a beautiful neighborhood. Like, could you ballpark it for me? Because me and my wife are looking. People are like, how dare you? And it's like, what do you want me to tell you? Just everything, yes! Just all day? I can't do it. Like, let's have a conversation. No, it's just, but that's what everything is now. Everything's phony baloney. Yeah. You know?
So what Kathy Lee said.
Yeah.
If she messes up, it was good intention and she's going to own it and she's going to explain.
Yeah, there's no malice in there.
Yeah, nobody gives benefit of the doubt anymore.
Yeah, I mean, well, you have to assume that the person you're talking to is coming from a place of good faith. And you're not going to set it up like, if you see a woman that you think may be older than you, I'm speaking I'm a woman, and you want to say, how do you take care of your skin? You don't say, how old are you? Because I want to use what you're using because it's keeping you young, because you're kind of saying, I know you're old, but you look young. If you just say, what are you using? I feel like we're like around the same age. I want to look like you. Just something. If you make it complimentary, they'll probably volunteer it. But I think if they feel like they're being cornered or they feel like you're trying to make a backhanded
how you do it, how you say it.
Do you feel that same way when you're talking to men?
No.
Like,
I don't think
40 a big deal for you guys when you turn 40 like it is for women? It really is. Because it's like geriatric pregnancy. You're over
Oh, yeah. I remember at 38 when I was pregnant, they were like, you are high risk because you're geriatric.
Dude. Wow.
Yeah, just hearing that word, it's a rough one. But, when you don't feel
See, honesty. There you
don't feel like it. You don't feel like it, but that word kind of has a connotation. But I think for a lot of guys, people say, I don't care. But I think a lot of men, they're sitting in their garage, worried about the good old days, Uncle Rico, like guys talking about the glory days. I think a lot of guys kind of are worried about where they go and how they identify, because you identify as being a young star, this or young up and coming. And I think a lot of men that don't really adapt to fatherhood, maybe the way they thought they would, are kind of lost. So I think there is an issue with men, but they just don't talk about it.
I do think we're making progress, though. To your point, like, I remember my early 20s, I would lie about my age because in Hollywood, like, the younger, the better.
Always.
But then for my 42nd birthday, I was like, 42, baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
Why'd you wait till 42?
No, I didn't wait till 42.
That's a weird one to celebrate.
I just had my 42nd birthday, so I was 42.
But what about 41?
There's nothing wrong with being 42, but the jazz hands?
Yeah,
gotta go.
that's where it's weird.
Yeah.
Jazz hands gives it away.
I aged myself. Got it. Okay, so 58% of you say yes. Is it okay to ask a woman her age?
Jazz hands us to break.
Dude, we'll be right back.
Good.
Who's Uncle Rico? Remember from...
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Court records reveal FBI agents took 11 sets of classified records from former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate during a search on August 8th. In a post on Truth Social, a social media platform that he founded, Trump claimed that the documents were all declassified. The former president's comments prompted several of our viewers, including Beverly and Carol, to ask, can the president declassify documents? So let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Constitution, Executive Order 13526, Kel McClanahan, Executive Director of the National Security Counselors, a nonprofit public interest law firm, and Richard Immerman, professor and historian at Temple University. According to our sources, a president does have the authority to declassify documents while they're in office, but it isn't a formal process. Let me walk you through the levels of classification in the U.S. government and when presidents can and cannot exercise their power to declassify government records. The 3 levels of classification in the U.S. government are confidential, secret, and top secret. National security expert Kel McClanahan says the classification assigned to a document dictates
the level of damage that its release would cause to the national security of the United States.
According to the National Archives, a select group of government officials have classification authority, including the president, vice president, and agency heads. But let's focus on the president. The Supreme Court ruled the president's power over classified information comes from executive authority granted by the Constitution. A sitting U.S. president has wide-ranging authority to classify and declassify certain documents, but a former president does not. To classify a document, a sitting president has to make a plausible argument that it's related to national security, according to McClanahan. But he says there isn't the same requirement for declassifying documents.
He doesn't have to give any reason for declassifying it. He can just say, I decide that this should be declassified, and it's declassified.
According to our sources, there isn't a formal protocol the president has to follow in order to declassify government information. But historian Richard Immerman says there is an informal one that presidents generally follow. First, the president consults all departments and agencies that have an interest in a classified document. They provide an assessment as to whether the document should stay classified for national security reasons, and if there's a dispute among the agencies, they debate it. But ultimately, it's the president that makes the decision on declassification. So we can verify, yes, a president can declassify documents, but there isn't a set protocol that they have to follow. So what about the documents found at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate? Well, there are other federal laws that bar a former president from taking government documents, regardless of whether or not they were declassified. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Hey, DBL Nation, we make this show for you. In fact, your feedback is so important to us and more than ever. That's why we've created a short survey. To complete this survey, please just simply go to dailyblastlive.com/survey, or you can scan the QR code on the screen with your camera phone. Your opinion really does matter to us. We hope you'll just take a few minutes to share your thoughts. We always want to hear from you. Okay, before we go, oh, this is so good. We dug up that video we were talking about earlier.
I haven't seen this.
Wow.
Jeff's wife, Jordan, defending herself on Big Brother. It is boss.
No, I'm not scared of you. You think I'm scared of you, Russell? You think I'm scared of you?
Come on.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's amazing. Yes, and he was a bully.
Yeah, but I got to say, I said it in the break, Russell's a good dude. We talked after, squashed everything. Jesse, if you're Big Brother fans, all's good. Russell's a good dude, but Jordan.
But in that moment,
in that moment, he was playing it up. He was playing it up a little bit.
Look at her.
Hey, listen.
We love you, Jordan. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
Am I going crazy? I just love your passion right now.
I'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, let me get on it. You just got me all riled out.
So
Who raised you?
This is a win, right, guys? Why am I right all the time?
You're not.
I live my life for Spike. Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
I didn't expect that. I love this segment.
Yes.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year. DBL is all new every day.
Talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
TV icon Kathy Lee Gifford will be here live. She's talking about everything from becoming a grandma to what it was like working with Regis for so many years. Hillary Clinton opens up about her marriage to Bill in a new docuseries.
You said the gutsiest thing you ever did was stay in your marriage. That doesn't mean that's right for everybody.
And we've got all the deets on the 3 dreamy dresses J-Lo wore during her wedding weekend extravaganza with Ben.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham. No.
No.
Y'all, just stop.
Finally here, drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. We've got Kathy Lee coming up soon, and I'm really excited.
Yeah,
Kathy
I can feel it.
I know, so you have to stay tuned for that. She is a legend. We love her. Okay, first and foremost, a lot of you have an opinion. Today, President Biden, he announced he's forgiving a lot of student loan debt, fulfilling a major campaign promise. Now, the plan will forgive up to $10,000 in loans for people who make $125,000 a year or less. He's also extending the pause on student loan payments until January. It's not clear where the money is coming from. However, the whole thing could cost up to $300 billion, or about, if you want to separate it, $2 grand per taxpayer. Now, more than 43 million people have federal student loan debt, and this will zero that out for almost 20 million people, or cut that debt in half for millions more. But many are saying this isn't fair to the folks who already paid their student loans, or to those students who paid for college without loans. So what do y'all think of this plan? First of all, I just want to show of hands in the room. I mean, I don't think we have a camera on them, but how many people are dealing with student loan debt, like as you speak, in our room?
I still have student loan
So we have
debt.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So like a quarter, or 8, 9, half of the room right now, and we're all a little bit older, you know, not everybody in the room, but still at 45 years old, you're dealing with student loan debt. What do you think about this?
I mean, you know, I think it's a good thing overall. They say like rising tide lifts all boats. When you free the generation underneath you to, be absolved of their debt to some extent, that allows them to now move into your neighborhood, invest in a house, invest in the school district. I don't think this is like, these aren't people that are like going to take this money now, I'm going to go to Vegas. I think this is now I can apply for loans and move forward in my life, get a mortgage, and start to have that American dream that people have been told that they can have. And college has changed in terms of what it costs, even when I went.
Yeah.
Mine is mostly for grad school. College has really
Tori,
changed.
what would you say to this? Because we have a lot of comments. One of our viewers says absolutely not acceptable. Totally a political voting scheme, extremely unfair to those who could not afford college. Taxpayers cannot afford these forgiveness plans.
Okay, well, first off, we don't know it's coming from taxpayers. It could come from a warplane. If it's $300 million, they could sell a warplane, and then guess how much money comes back after these people move into your neighborhoods? It comes back into the economy. That's the point of lifting them up. I just want to say loud and clear that college student debt is unfair. It is predatory lending, and so what he's doing is trying to level the playing field. If you have a Pell Grant, you'll get forgiveness up to 20 grand. So that's the lowest income amount. Now, also, in 1980, the cost to go to college was 10 grand annually. In 2020, 30 grand. That's a 180% increase in about 40 years. That's unsustainable. It's unsustainable for people. So all he's doing is fulfilling a promise and keeping it even for people. I think it's fabulous.
First of all, shout out to Rob and our crew. Popped the lights on, got around there. Good job, guys. Good job there, guys.
Nice.
Yeah, but if you look, to get back what you say, if you look at the curve from like 1980 till now, it just goes straight up for inflation.
It's like a straight line.
So that's gone up, but the people who teach education, theirs hasn't gone up, right? So on the outside, like everyone else, I think this is a great idea, right? Student debt is crazy. Who's getting all that money? But then when I sit back and think, you don't cancel debt, you transfer it. And who do you transfer it to? Us. I know you think it's not going to be the taxpayers, but it is. Biden's handing out money like it's going out of style. $4 trillion he gave away during COVID. Now he's giving people a $10,000 tax credit. You know what the mafia used to do?
Not a tax credit.
Or $10.
Forgiveness.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. The mafia used to hand out turkeys during Thanksgiving in their neighborhood, and everyone's like, the mafia's the best, right? I love the mafia. I'm gonna vote for the mafia, like I'm gonna buy your vote. Guess what they're doing to all the businesses? They're taxing them in their own way behind. You're going to pay me or something's going to happen to you. But if you put on this festival, this show, like Biden's doing, with the free turkeys, everyone thinks you're a good guy. So am I getting bamboozled, or is this really a good thing?
That's a fair question, but I will say a budget's a budget, and you can reformulate, reconfigure, restructure a budget any which way you want. So to Tori's point, you can say we're not going to put this much into warplanes, and we're going to go ahead and put this over here to have people have a higher living wage, or we're going to do this to cancel student debt. So there is a way to just reconfigure those puzzle pieces to make everybody happier. Whether or not that's the right decision, I do not know. I'm not an economist. You may think I am. I am not.
I was picking up that you weren't, but I appreciate you clarifying. Honestly, it's so interesting how we look at when something is done for the people, like we the people, like I have nephews and nieces that will directly benefit, and grown folks that will directly benefit.
Kids.
My children hopefully will not have to make the decision to go or not because of this. But like I remember back to the Trump presidency when he passed that corporate tax cut, which was the most unfavorable thing he ever did with his base. Like that was
right.
But it was for corporations, and people didn't realize like how much money huge corporations got back, because like I always say, we don't understand anything. We don't understand how our tax code works.
And they do it on purpose.
I don't understand how the corporate tax code works. So when I start saying that, your eyes are going to glaze over, so no one understands. But we understand student debt. That's something we can't understand and get upset about. So if we're going to get upset about student debt, we should be also learning up about what's going on in the corporate world, because those are the people that have benefited the most in the last 10 years. That tax cut was insane.
You paid for your student loan, right?
I'm currently paying.
You're currently paying.
Still.
Do you mind having your taxes raised to pay for someone so they get a cut in their tax or in their student loan?
Honestly,
if that's what happens. If that's what happens, would that bother you?
I swear, and it's like I know people are like, well, you're in a financial position. Like I have 3 kids. Like I'm out here hustling like everybody else. If we don't do something, the next generation they're done.
I agree. It's ridiculous. I agree.
It's so much.
Predatory.
Yeah, I do agree.
There's a point where it's like this jacket's expensive, or it's $38,000 where there's no thought of even paying it off, and that's where our kids are. And I don't think it's a fair way to start your life.
The interest rates need to be gone. It took me 20 years to pay off my student loans because I was just paying the interest rate. So I think this is a good start, but I don't think this is the end all be all.
No, but I'm glad he's keeping a promise, because people were like, yo, what's up? You kept this on your campaign.
He said cancel all student loan debt.
It's not allowed.
I agree with you. He's kind of lived up to his promise.
I agree with you on that.
All right, coming up on DBL, you guys, the fabulous Kathy Lee Gifford will be here live, you guys. There she is. We cannot wait to talk with her next. Look at that grand piano in the background. Gorgeous.
My word.
Closed captioning provided by...
It's so...
Am I going crazy?
So
raised you.
Why am I right all the time?
You're not.
Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year.
TikTok. I am rapping. Did you hear that? We're talking about
you quoting the Constitution.
Yeah, me quoting the Constitution. What movie? Do you guys know? I'm gonna have to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Oh yeah, I love that. Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
It is one of the best, dumbest movies.
I watch it
It's
every
the
time it's
dumbest,
on.
stupidest movie, and it's fantastic. They take like Benjamin Franklin's glasses and find when the sun hits the building, and that's where you got to go to get to the Declaration. It's unbelievable.
When I went to D.C., that's all I thought about.
That's what you should think about. That's the whole
I didn't
point.
think about anything else.
It's
I thought
unbelievable.
about
My point to all those movies is I feel like if they made that now, it would just get ripped apart.
Because
all
cell phones
those
and
parts,
stuff?
An actress too?
it's just like movies in the 90s didn't always make sense. It's like, wait, how was she standing there? You know, but I kind of like that there was like some absurd movies in a way.
So, this is so weird that you said that. I was just listening to something this morning and they mentioned Crockett Crocodile Dundee.
say
Could you imagine like having
But it doesn't
like
say
pitching
that.
an idea like, hey, this guy from
Oh, Megan,
Australia is
can
going
you
to
hear
come
me?
and have a love
Megan?
interest in New York City? You'd be like,
David, will you
what are you
watch
talking
me?
about?
Right,
Right? But for some reason, that movie was great.
Because the people
That's
didn't have
who-
social media that way. Because it was like, he's
But you think
Australian.
that movie would fly today?
No way.
No way.
No
People would
way.
laugh you out of the room.
What's the line? That's not a
Okay,
knife.
So she's an Emmy-winning.
This is a knife.
That's the line.
Right,
But
that's
everyone
the line.
loves the movie
But
and
it was-
everyone loves Crocodile Dundee, but I don't know if that would fly.
Because he was so like, what's a bathroom? He didn't know anything. And it's like, that's not how people
See,
are
that's
these
why
days.
it wouldn't fly. Your pictures.
No, remember the bidet? He's like, I figured it out. The bidet? It's a drinking fountain.
I still want to see if you're going to commit to the accent.
That's what I'm wondering. It's like, how far back from the outback
And then
is
all
it?
I had to go overseas to learn about bidets.
Yeah, I thought bidets started
And
in
does the
Europe.
water really go backwards in Australia? I've been there, and I think I tried to figure it
I
out.
can see you standing over a toilet.
Welcome back. So she is an Emmy-winning, Tony-nominated actress who struck television gold as one of your favorite TV hosts. Come on, not once, but twice. She's also a woman of great faith who is bringing her vision to the big screen. Please welcome to DBL the iconic Kathie Lee Gifford.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much.
Oh, it is our honor.
It is our pleasure. I wanted to do this before we get to your new powerful book and movie. I have to wish you a happy belated birthday, Mazel. You're a Leo, but you famously...
Uh-oh, she doesn't like
birthdays. And I want to know why.
Why I don't like birthdays?
Yeah.
Every day's a birthday. Every day's a day you're still alive from the day of your birth.
That's a good answer.
And so, yeah, and I think when we single things out, our expectations get so large that you're always disappointed. And I know and unfortunately, because of ageism in our world, a person's age tends to stigmatize them.
Yeah.
And I just turned chronologically 69 years old, but I feel like I'm 35.
Amen.
And so I don't want to be reminded of something that doesn't mean anything to me.
I love that.
I'm as old as I look, feel, and experience life. So I don't like anything that takes my eyes off what is true.
Very
Now,
good.
yeah,
What do you think, as a
mine, so
follow-up,
what?
what's the biggest misconception about aging?
It's that we let other people define what it means. Now, I've met some 30-year-olds that are older than I am.
Yeah.
You know, in the way they act, and the way they view the world, and everything else, and their attitudes, and their negativity. I'm the most. It's one more thing that we let the world define about us, and I reject all of it.
I appreciate
because when you have God in your life, definitions, only His definition matters.
You were just talking to one of those people. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So, Kathie Lee, congratulations are also in order because you became a grandmother this summer.
Now we're talking.
Or, yeah, that's right. Or you like to be called Bubby, not Bubby. Ooh, I almost said something else.
No, it's not Bubby. You obviously are not Jewish people.
Yeah,
this
we've
comes
got
from
a
a
Bubby.
Yiddish word. Can you all say amongst yourselves, bubala?
Could you get a two-shot over here? I need help.
Bubala.
Bubala?
Not boob. These are boobs, okay? Different. I'm not the one nursing right now. I'm the grandmother. Thank God.
All right. I'm going to get off that. What are your duties as grandmother right now? Spoiling?
No, I don't believe in spoiling children. I believe in just loving them to pieces. But no, my children turned out the way they did because I did not spoil them, and they grew up in a very more privileged society than I was born into, or my husband was. I was poor, and Frank was poverty-stricken.
Wow.
And we just worked our rear ends off our whole lives, and we tried to live our lives according to God's plan for us. And his people talk about God's commandments. They aren't commandments. They were blessings. The commandments were how do you want a joyful life? Do you want blessing in your life? Do you want God's favor to follow you? Follow this. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love God with all your heart. Don't lust after your neighbor's wife. Share. Those are not commandments. That's like the greatest suggestions in the world to have a good life, a blessed life.
It's beautiful. Wow.
Very inspiring.
I know. I just love how authentic you are. Like from her faith to grabbing her bubbies.
Bubbies. Boobies. These are boobies. I'm booby. Booby is a Yiddish word for beloved one. He's my boobala, and I'm his booby.
Yes, you are.
It's
Yes,
so hard to teach people certain things.
Okay, so Kathy Lee, you worked with Regis for 15 years. I don't think I ever missed an episode. And then you jumped over, started working with Hoda for 11 years. Tell us, is there a secret to your chemistry on air? How do you, everything you touch turns to gold? Come on, give us some tips.
You didn't see my Broadway show. Which of all the things I've done up until this new movie, I felt like it was the greatest work I've ever done. And it took me 13 years to bring it to Broadway, and it closed in 3 weeks. So you never know in this world. I just try to follow God's leading, and whatever his purposes are, that's his business, and I'm just supposed to humbly and walk in his footsteps and obey him. So the thing that's the same with Regis as it was with Hoda. First of all, I was blessed to work with two people that I could never have worked that long with either one if I hadn't adored them.
Right.
I think affection, genuine affection and respect between people is so important. First of all, that's what an audience really sees. And I could roast Regis and I could tease him, and the same thing with Hoda, but everybody would know they love each other. That was that, and we did. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't miss Regis, who passed recently, and I adored him. But the one thing we always had, and it was, what's the secret to your success? I said it's a 3-letter word: fun.
That's
We
it.
have fun. We have fun, and fun is contagious, and fun is in short supply these days.
Yes, it is.
And there are other people I have fun with. I would do a show again in a heartbeat with Craig Ferguson. I would do it in a heartbeat again with Jimmy Allen, or Ricky Gervais, or different people that I have freaking fun with. Because other people, I want to come to the party.
Yeah.
I want to come to the
So do
party.
we. Kathy Lee, so do we. In fact, to our viewers, stay with the party, because when we come back, we'll chat with Kathy Lee about her amazing new book and movie, The Way. She'll also tell us why she's finally found her dream job. We're back in 2 minutes with Kathy Lee.
The 2.5-year pause on federal student loan payments is set to expire in a week. On September 1st, millions of Americans will need to resume paying off that debt. That is, unless the Biden administration extends the pause, which it may do this week. So we're verifying some fast facts on federal student loans. Our sources are the Congressional Research Service and Mark Kantrowitz, a student financial aid expert who has written 9 books on planning and paying for college. As of March 31st, about 45 million people owed a total of more than $1.6 trillion in federal student loan debt. That's according to this CRS report. 16% of borrowers were 24 years old or younger. 64% were between 25 and 49, and 20% were 50 or older. As for how much people owe, 15 million people owe $10,000 or less. 21 million people owe more than $10,000 but less than $50,000. And about 9 million people owe more than $50,000. President Biden has previously floated the idea of canceling up to $10,000. So if that were to happen, assuming there's no income cap, that would totally eliminate student loan debt for 15 million people, a third of all borrowers. So we drilled into those numbers a bit further, using Department of Education data. With no income cap, canceling up to $10,000 of student loans would completely eliminate debt for 294,000 Virginians, more than 230,000 Marylanders, and nearly 29,000 people living in the district. As for what that would cost the government,
So if everybody gets up to $10,000 of loan forgiveness, it would cost more than $375 billion. If only people who owe $10,000 or less have their loans forgiven, it will cost $75 billion.
with your fast facts, I'm Evan Kozloff.
The Bible comes to life with music and narration in ways you've never experienced before. The Way.
Wow, that was a clip from Kathy Lee's new movie, The Way, set to be released in theaters for a one-night-only event on September 1st. Please welcome back to the show, Kathy Lee Gifford.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yes, so Kathy Lee, your on-air career, obviously, second to none, monumental, but you say this project is your dream job. Why is that?
You know what? After I left the show with Regis, people would say, how could you leave your dream job? Then I left the show with Hoda. And they go, how could you leave your dream job? And I said, you know what? You guys are assuming that this was my dream job. No, I'm deeply grateful for the jobs I had with both of those people. Regis and I were able to change the landscape of daytime TV forever. We never set out to do that. We never dreamed we could. We just showed up and we were authentically who we are. You guys have probably discovered that that's what works best for you too. You know, because the audience can smell a rat. They can smell a phony. And there have been a few people who've been able to fake it for much, much longer than others, but I won't name their names unless we get together and
Name
For the most part, if you want to last decades and decades, you just be the real you. And then people will either dislike you, but it'll be on a real basis, or they'll love you to pieces and they'll never leave you. And I've been blessed to have enough of those that they have forgiven my sins through the years and the times that I was ignorant but didn't know it. You know, there's willful ignorance and then there is real ignorance. And I just didn't know that something might be hurtful or something might be offensive to somebody. And this is long before the culture we live in. And when the minute I would realize that it might have offended somebody, it was like, oh my gosh, I never knew that. I'd come right back on the air and go, hey guys, I just said something 5 seconds ago. And somebody in commercial break told me what it means to other people. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Wow. And people would go, yeah, and what's wrong with that? Just saying, you know what? I don't know everything. I'm a human being and I'm a work in progress. But I mean, I called somebody a Guido once because I thought it was a funny word. I'd heard it somewhere and I thought it was Italian. It's a Guido. It's a guy that wears the chain. Somebody, Italian friend of mine who I adored at my show said, Kath, you can't say that. I said, why? He goes, it's derogatory to Italian people. I went, what? When? He goes,
but that's why we love you, Kathy Lee, because you are honest and you're just always ever evolving. And if we could all take a page from your book. Now, this is your second time directing a faith-based film. I don't know if our viewers know that. Now, this is your first, though, full-length film.
Congrats.
Where did the idea, exactly, congratulations, but where did the idea for this film come from?
Well, it came from the first film, actually. It was supposed to be a 3-minute basic song that I wrote with a brilliant artist named Nicole C. Mullen under what we call the inspiration of the Holy Spirit. She had to go to Nigeria for ministry. I stayed back in Connecticut and finished the song. It went from a 3-minute song about Hagar in the Old Testament to an 11.5-minute. I didn't know what it was, except for my work in Broadway made me feel like this is a piece of theater. I don't quite know what this is, but let's get back and let's get in the studio and let's demo it. So we did. And I said to Nicole, tell me a little bit about each character as we go along, Nicole. You know the Bible very well. Tell me about Hagar. Tell me about Ruth. She goes, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I said, oh, yes, you can do that. You just haven't done it before. And so she did it. And when you saw the first film, The God Who Sees, which has had millions and millions of views, and it changed people's lives, transformed them, she was just speaking her heart, speaking her truth. 95 or maybe even more % of what you see in The God Who Sees is what she said in one take. One take. And it was so glorious that I said, I'm putting this to music. And I added the National Symphony Orchestra to it, 65 pieces. Then I said, this is so glorious. We're going to Israel. And I'm going to direct for the first time in my life because I'm tired of giving my babies to other people and not having my vision come true. I've earned the right now to direct everything first of all, that I pay for. Hello. And I mean, unless Spielberg comes along and wants to do the next one, I'm going to keep doing this. And so from the reaction of that one, millions of people saying it changed my life. I was going to kill myself today. Wow. And I stumbled on this and I realized that God sees me. I'm not alone in this world. I am valuable to God. He loves me, or she, it was a woman, whoever. You go on YouTube and you just see the comments people have made in 3.5 years from watching it. It's still going on.
And Kathy Lee,
Why
that's
not?
why
Because I
it's
did something
life-changing.
brilliant.
You are a gift. We hope you can join us on the panel. We really do.
Yes,
That would
absolutely.
be a dream. Do not miss Kathy Lee's one-night-only theatrical release of The Way on September 1st. You can go to fathomevents.com for tickets. You can also get the companion book, The God of the Way, a journey into the stories, people, and faith that changed the world forever. It's out on August 30th. Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Court records reveal FBI agents took 11 sets of classified records from former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate during a search on August 8th. In a post on Truth Social, a social media platform that he founded, Trump claimed that the documents were all declassified. The former president's comments prompted several of our viewers, including Beverly and Carol, to ask, can the president declassify documents? So let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Constitution, Executive Order 13526, Cal McClanahan, Executive Director of the National Security Counselors, a nonprofit public interest law firm, and Richard Immerman, professor and historian at Temple University. According to our sources, a president does have the authority to declassify documents while they're in office, but it isn't a formal process. Let me walk you through the levels of classification in the U.S. government and when presidents can and cannot exercise their power to declassify government records. The 3 levels of classification in the U.S. government are confidential, secret, and top secret. National security expert Cal McClanahan says the classification assigned to a document dictates
the level of damage that its release would cause to the national security of the United States.
According to the National Archives, a select group of government officials have classification authority, including the president, vice president, and agency heads. But let's focus on the president. The Supreme Court ruled the president's power over classified information comes from executive authority granted by the Constitution. A sitting U.S. president has wide-ranging authority to classify and declassify certain documents, but a former president does not. To classify a document, a sitting president has to make a plausible argument that it's related to national security, according to McClanahan. But he says there isn't the same requirement for declassifying documents.
He doesn't have to give any reason for declassifying it. He can just say, I decide that this should be declassified, and it's declassified.
According to our sources, there isn't a formal protocol the president has to follow in order to declassify government information. But historian Richard Immerman says there is an informal one that presidents generally follow. First, the president consults all departments and agencies that have an interest in a classified document. They provide an assessment as to whether the document should stay classified for national security reasons, and if there's a dispute among the agencies, they debate it. But ultimately, it's the president that makes the decision on declassification. So we can verify, yes, a president can declassify documents, but there isn't a set protocol that they have to follow. So what about the documents found at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate? Well, there are other federal laws that bar a former president from taking government documents, regardless of whether or not they were declassified. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Stay with us. We've got more DBL after the break.
President Biden is considering plans to forgive some student loan debt, but some activists say the proposals he's looking at now don't measure up to the promises he made on the campaign trail. One viral tweet reads, quote, Biden ran on canceling all your federal student debt if you went to an HBCU or public college and make under $125,000. Let's verify. When he was running for president, did Joe Biden propose forgiving all federal student debt for borrowers who attended public or historically black colleges and have annual incomes below $125,000? Our sources, a post on Medium by then-candidate Biden, the Democratic Party, and video from a town hall held in Miami a month before the election. In April of 2020, Biden wrote a blog post about his ideas for helping out folks struggling in the pandemic economy. One of those ideas, quote, I propose to forgive all undergraduate tuition-related federal student debt from 2- and 4-year public colleges for debt holders earning up to $125,000. He said this would also apply to HBCUs and MSIs, minority-serving institutions. The same language appeared in the official Democratic Party platform, which was approved at the 2020 Democratic National Convention. And then, during an NBC town hall in October of 2020, Biden referenced a version of the same plan when answering a question about the economic obstacles facing young people.
That's why I'm going to eliminate a lot of your student debt if you, in fact, if you come from a family less than 125 grand and you went to a public university.
So we can verify, yes, when he was running for president, Joe Biden proposed forgiving all federal student debt for borrowers who attended public or historically black colleges and have annual incomes below $125,000. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
No.
Y'all, just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll.
Stop this.
Welcome to DBL. Okay, so we talked about him on the show yesterday, but now it looks like the rumors are true. Sylvester Stallone and his wife, Jennifer Flavin, are divorcing after 25 years of marriage. Now, red flags were raised after Sly was spotting getting a tattoo of his wife's face covered up with the image of his old dog from Rocky. Now, in a statement, Stallone said they are, quote, amicably and privately addressing these personal issues. However, TMZ obtained court documents that show Jennifer is accusing Sly of hiding assets. That could...
That's bad.
Sorry.
I thought we brought the Springer audience in here.
Sorry. Okay.
I was interested.
That was Tory. We will get to Tory. And that could impact the worth of their marital estate. He is said to be worth around $400 million. Tory, you have the floor.
No, I just meant, I didn't know if there was a cheating aspect. I didn't know he was maybe hiding assets. So that was new, and I thought that was interesting. Also, Butkus, his dog, he had to sell while he was making Rocky.
He said
I explained this on the show yesterday.
You did?
Yeah.
Tori thought she had a gem.
She said it on another show, and I just let her go because I didn't say it on there. I'm like, is she going to say it again?
Yeah. Well, just in case.
Yeah, go for it.
For any of you who didn't see yesterday's show, he sold his dog before Rocky, Butkus, put Butkus in the show, and then bought him back when he made all his money. So Butkus meant a lot. Did he cover his wife's face with the dog? Yes, but it was a special dog.
I feel bad for them. 25 years, that's a long time together. They have 3 children. Sorry, Tori, to follow with the heartfelt aspect of it. But, you know, it is sad. I mean, divorce is sad. I know for a lot of people it can be a next chapter to your life, but I always think of the children. She did post, his wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife, Jennifer, did post this pic of her and her 3 daughters, if we could look at it. And she did write, these girls are my priority. Nothing else matters. The 4 of us forever. So I just wish them all the best.
I don't think it's going to be all the best, Sam. When you get a tattoo of your wife's face covered with a dog, that's not going to be the best.
It's Butkus.
And look, most divorces are not pleasant. And I mean, you know, we're talking about wishing them the best, and you have a cute anecdote about a dog. But honestly, there's $500 million on the table here, and people are going to be. This is business now, and you know, business gets ugly. That's why we're probably in here, because we don't have the reserve to do that. I think it's going to get ugly. I think this is already starting to slowly spill.
Don't put that out there.
He got a tattoo of a dog over his wife's face. That's a problem.
My ex and I had matching tattoos, and when we broke up, he blacked his out. What do? You're not with that person anymore.
But that's not a 25-year relationship to give you 3 daughters.
It was 7 years, but still. Yeah, I know there's no comparison.
Yeah, there is a comparison, but
if you're not married to that person anymore, perhaps they split up months ago, none of us knew. Wouldn't it be, if you had a tattoo of your ex, isn't it natural to cover it up?
Yeah. You want to keep going?
No.
Yeah, okay. That's what I figured.
I love it.
Your turn.
Oh, I thought we were going to go to the next story. I think we got it. Yeah. Yeah. We covered his tattoo with a dog.
Okay.
She said only 4 of us.
Tell the story again.
No,
Okay.
There was this dog. Okay, sorry.
Jennifer Lopez, which you two already know because you guys are on her email chain.
Okay, Al's got a little surprise.
Probably 30 seconds ago.
Okay, so
yes.
you just got an email, and it's a generic email. It's not personal to Al. Anyways,
why are you going to put that? How do you know what our relationship is?
I saw the
you
general
don't have
email.
a relationship.
Okay. Jennifer Lopez revealed she wore not one, but 3 wedding dresses at her ceremony in Georgia. In her newsletter that both Jeff and Al are subscribed to, Jen showed off the custom Ralph Lauren gown she walked down the aisle in. The high-necked gown was a take on the designer's classic turtleneck column dress. Check out this train. Apparently 1,000 handkerchiefs were attached to the back to create a long ruffle.
Handkerchiefs?
Well, it's a word people don't use anymore.
Handkerchiefs.
Yeah. Okay.
Attached to the back of the skirt. Next, Jen changed into this gown that featured pearls and Swarovski crystals. It took 30 artisans 700 hours to hand embroider them onto her dress. Jen also wore another custom Ralph Lauren dress that featured a mermaid silhouette and removable hood and even more crystals.
What, because it rains?
The gowns are estimated to cost $1 million each.
Before Al goes, I think her newsletter is super embarrassing, just to keep that clear. Yeah, and Al's even more embarrassed that he subscribs to it.
Well, I did it to prank you, and now I can't get off the email list. But honestly, you know, I was going to, when I first saw we were doing the story, I was like, that's a little much. But it has to be said, she looks, I don't even use the word. She looks fantastic.
She's
and all those are like iconic pictures that I think will be looked at for years. But at the same time, I don't, just how I'm wired, it would cause me concern. That's because it seems like a lot. I'd be worried if the wedding day had to be a lot.
Let me explain something to you just really quickly. I was in bridal for 2 years, so I know everything if you need help. And they know that whatever she wears and how many will be the next bridal industry for the next 2 to 5 years. So Kate Middleton wore that long lace, low back, high neck. Every single bride walked in and wanted the exact same thing. So J-Lo knows she's creating an entire industry, so does Ralph Lauren. So expect turtlenecks to be in, hoods will be in because of that. I'm telling you, Swarovski will be in. It used to be low backs. Now it's high neck and a little bit of a cap sleeve. That will be new.
Wow.
And handkerchiefs.
And handkerchiefs.
And I thought it was Ralph Lauren. I didn't know it was Ralph Lauren.
Yeah,
I
he's
apologize.
Remember she little Jew from New York.
Okay, Ralph Lauren. Sorry about that. Okay, here's a question for you all. Who are the gutsy women in your life that inspire you the most? Jeff and Al, I know you're going to say Tori and I, but hold back. Well, Hillary Clinton and her daughter Chelsea are out with a new show called Gutsy. They're chatting with gutsy stars that they say inspire them the most. Take a look.
You said the gutsiest thing you ever did was stay in your marriage.
That doesn't mean that's right for everybody. To throw someone's life away when people really do make changes, I just believe in second chances.
My mother needed rehabilitation, not prison.
Your survival is your power.
So that show premieres September 9th on Apple+. She said, Hillary Clinton said the most gutsy thing she did was stay.
It was stay with Bill. I thought that's a very interesting take for someone who ran for president as possibly the first female, which many would consider pretty gutsy. But I think for her, that was on the ladder of what she was going to do, and staying with someone who cheated probably wasn't.
But that's real public humiliation. I mean, just staying with somebody that has cheated on you in your marriage, just within your friend group, I'm assuming when you see them the next time at a social function, you're like, everybody's thinking it. It's very, can you imagine the whole world, and half the world was blaming her for why he stepped out? And, you know, honestly, I didn't want to say this because it seems so corny, but like I think about my mom, and I'm very into eras because I've had one foot in the analog and one foot in the digital. And I think about like what my mom did pre-internet. Like my mom was, I'm open about this. My sister had a lot of mental health issues. My mom kind of dealt with that solo, and my mom got her PhD in 1990 when black women were not doing that. And I know people are like, well, I have my PhD too, and I'm like, cool, but my mom did it with a typewriter.
Yeah,
you know?
Dr.
And so it's a little bit different than being able to say, Alexa, what was my dissertation about? My mom did that with 2 children by herself on a typewriter, and it's just like being a pioneer and not really even telling people about it, just leading by example, means a lot to me. So shout out to a lot of women that came before that don't get their just due.
Beautifully said.
The gutsy.
Who in your, if you could pick someone that inspires you, and equates to the word gutsy? I don't know what I'm saying. Who would it be?
One is you. I really do learn a lot from you.
What?
And I don't say that because, let's be honest, I don't face confrontations or boundaries really well, and you've been an inspiration for me, so I wanted to say that for real.
As someone that faces confrontation.
No, you are, no.
No, Tori, because we're laughing, but I'm gonna say this, and I always debated on whether to say this on the panel.
Thank you, Tori.
But
Thank you.
you know, Sam, when your brother-in-law was going through what he was going through, we would sit on this panel, and Sam, in between commercial breaks, is pulling behind the curtain. Sam would go back there and get news, whether it was good or bad, and usually it was not great. And she would have an emotional reaction and pull it together and come back on camera, and I was just like,
that's gutsy.
Who is this human that is next to me doing this? Yeah. It is the most gutsy thing I've ever seen. I don't know how you did it. We love you so
guys
much.
Talk. Thank you.
We talk. Sam and I would talk often. You know, she's just such a tough person.
Enough. Thank you.
And
I
we appreciate you like we do.
I love you. Thank you, Jeff.
It's very true. It's very true. Go ahead. Finish.
I was going to just say, other than Sam, there's
you.
some tissue there. I think someone that really affected me was Malala Yousafzai.
Yes.
Because she, at 12 years old, she was shot in the face and continued to speak for girls who, at this moment, the Taliban has outlawed women and girls to be in school. They promised they wouldn't. They didn't. So an entire generation is losing it. Malala is someone that, to me, speaks of guts.
Yes.
Just straight up bravery.
Yes.
You know what
Jeff,
I mean?
what about you?
My wife.
Yeah.
My wife. She's a boss. You know what I mean? She puts up with me every day. You know what I mean? I'm tough around the edges, and she just tells me how it is and puts me in my place. Does everything she does with the boys. She's tough. I don't think she gets a lot of credit because people are like, oh, she's this ditzy girl on television from the South. She is not. Let me tell you something. She is not.
I've always admired your wife, but when she sent me recently a part from Big Brother, which I had never seen, where she challenges this like crazy big dude, and she like chest bumped him.
One of her proudest moments.
She should be.
No,
she was sticking up for herself, and she was sticking up for other people, and here was this bully right in front of her, and this was a big buff dude. Chest bumped him.
Whoa,
Love
Jordan.
it. Yeah. Jordan is tough.
Yeah,
I'm not
And
surprised.
every stay-at-home mom, like, man, nothing challenges me more than when I'm home with my kids, but I get a break every day. Those stay-at-home parents out there, I tell ya, you guys are my heroes.
Yeah.
Coming up on DBL, Joan Collins is talking about why it's never okay to ask a woman her age. Do you agree with her? Plus, some couples are being forced to cross people off their wedding guest list because of inflation. Would you be offended if you were invited but then uninvited?
Closed captioning provided by
Attention.
DBL is all new every day.
Talk about the fight.
Oh, so the chest bump that Sam is referring to is kind of, you know, Jordan talks about it a lot. But it's with this guy, Russell, just so people know out there. We're all good with Russell. We squashed that in the jury house if you're a Big Brother fan. Went out with him a couple times. Yeah, I'm friends with everybody. I'm friends with Jesse. People think we fought a lot on there. He always did the show after I worked for CBS. Anytime he was available, he'd come do the show with me. So all the people that I fought with on the show, immediately after the show, we became friends. But people want to hear that everyone keeps fighting. You know what I mean? But we actually did become friends afterwards.
Right.
And everyone has families now, and I wish them all the best. Just for the Big Brother
She really
people out there.
chest bumped him?
Yeah, she ran up because she said she couldn't hit him, and this guy, I almost fought him a couple times, but he was playing a character.
He was playing the villain.
He leaned into it, and he was playing that character. So Jordan goes, I knew I couldn't punch him, and this was later in the game, and he was going to go out, and she goes, but I wanted to hit him so bad, so I just chest bumped him.
And Jordan's a little thing. That's so cute.
I don't know.
That's
if,
amazing.
Like, I think whatever, like what you're looking at, it doesn't matter about how big your physicality is. Like Jordan is just like who she is. It didn't matter if she's a 6'5" UFC fighter. It didn't matter.
Jordan is
that
so
personality's in there. I love it.
She's not a fighter either.
No, not a fighter, but you know, like, that kind of like,
fiery
stands up for herself.
inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She knows how to handle situations, and people don't think that about her.
I also love that she said, "You can have my bed." Remember when you didn't have a bed or something? And she
That was the first my
one.
first encounter with her.
Isn't that insane? And she's like, gave up. You can have my bed. Like she didn't know him from
Was
anyone.
that the first little like, hey? Like, were you like, oh,
So
she was
I
on
had to
your
sleep.
radar
I
at
was
that
the last person in the house, and I had to sleep with a married girl because they do it on purpose. And Jordan goes, "You could have my bed. I don't want you to look like that on television." And she gave up her bed, not knowing anybody. That was the first thing she said.
Classy.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
That is classy.
That's
And
not
thoughtful.
a relationship.
Man.
Yeah, but you should see her channel.
Welcome back. So we all know how out of hand inflation is getting with the highest rates in 40 years. Not only is this affecting our everyday purchases, but brides and grooms everywhere are starting to really feel the pressure of a rapidly rising budget. They're being forced to cut their guest lists and even uninvite people that were previously invited. Would this bother any of you?
I would love it. I would love if someone called me like, hey, you don't have to take a plane or give us a gift. I'd be like, oh, that's the best gift ever. Because you know what? I got married in a courthouse and no one had to give me presents, right? But I have to stuff a cash full envelope every time I go somewhere. Right. You know what I mean? So I would love to be uninvited. As much as it sounds like I wouldn't, I really would enjoy this.
I would probably be a little hurt.
That's honest.
I would be hurt if I were disinvited. I'm a pretty insecure person in general.
If we went to lunch and left you out, it'd be a group session.
It would be a big problem. You're right. I have a lot of FOMO and but I also understand right now a piece of bread is $8 million, so I get it.
Okay. Good to see you've been studying the economy. Now go on.
What is that? On the topic of weddings, what would you do if one of your guests prematurely cut into your wedding cake?
That's a problem.
Okay, well, one wedding guest went out of her way to post incriminating footage of herself on TikTok. She was at her friend's wedding and thought they forgot to serve the cake. She took it upon herself to, cut into it. Yeah, the first one to cut into it. The bride even commented on the video saying, as the bride whose cake
she licked her fingers?
She is formally forgiven and has learned her lesson in wedding etiquette.
No.
Would you have forgiven her?
No. That's an extinction level friendship event.
No.
They're taking your day, and I'm not even like a big bride. This is symbolic at this point. They're taking the one day that you guys have prepped for. You guys have gone, tasted the cake. You guys have planned out, and now this person, now all your pictures are gonna have a cut out of it, but more like she did that on purpose, and not even was like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? But like took it, licked her finger, got some more, like I like it, licked her finger again. Like that was like.
She thought
I just know that I've been to weddings where somebody would have seen her outside. I know that for an absolute fact.
I just don't like
that is ruining somebody's lifetime of memories.
A small incident, wasn't thinking, fine. The fact that she had somebody from across the room film it and then TikTok it, either she was going to shame the bride for not serving the cake fast enough, or she's
That was a foul act. That was a foul act.
Gross. I hate that she posted it. That's what would make me not want to be friends with
I don't know. I can't guarantee, but I promise you, I can't promise you either. But I know people like this, and they want that attention. Whoever recorded that is like, oh my God, there goes Sarah, and you know she's going to steal this day from Jennifer.
Right.
It's like, you know those type of people, right? And she did.
We're not friends with those types of people.
No,
We're not. Sorry.
I know.
She is. She said she took her back. I was a better person than me.
All right. Well, before we go to break, this is very special. We want to give a wedding shout out to our very own Destiny Travis.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. She looks so fabulous. To our viewers, this is who does our hair. She's our resident hair and makeup artist, but she does all of our hair. We would be lost without her. And she got married over the weekend to her love, Scotty. We love you guys.
It was just
I was
the best
sobbing.
wedding. So beautiful.
Sobbing.
She's that's what happiness looks like.
Yeah.
She's glowing.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Suffer from pain?
The 2.5-year pause on federal student loan payments is set to expire in a week. On September 1st, millions of Americans will need to resume paying off that debt. That is, unless the Biden administration extends the pause, which it may do this week. So we're verifying some fast facts on federal student loans. Our sources are the Congressional Research Service and Mark Kantrowitz, a student financial aid expert who has written 9 books on planning and paying for college. As of March 31st, about 45 million people owed a total of more than $1.6 trillion in federal student loan debt. That's according to this CRS report. 16% of borrowers were 24 years old or younger. 64% were between 25 and 49, and 20% were 50 or older. As for how much people owe, 15 million people owe $10,000 or less. 21 million people owe more than $10,000 but less than $50,000. And about 9 million people owe more than $50,000. President Biden has previously floated the idea of canceling up to $10,000. So if that were to happen, assuming there's no income cap, that would totally eliminate student loan debt for 15 million people, a third of all borrowers. So we drilled into those numbers a bit further, using Department of Education data. With no income cap, canceling up to $10,000 of student loans would completely eliminate debt for 294,000 Virginians, more than 230,000 Marylanders, and nearly 29,000 people living in the district. As for what that would cost the government,
So if everybody gets up to $10,000 of loan forgiveness, it would cost more than $375 billion. If only people who owe $10,000 or less have their loans forgiven, it will cost $75 billion.
with your Fast Facts, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Welcome back. So for as long as we can remember, it's been taboo to ask a woman her age, but has that changed? Dame Joan Collins has reignited the debate after she said that it is, quote unquote, tremendously rude to ask a woman her age or even discuss it at all. Okay. So want to hear from you as always. Is it okay to ask women her age? Go to dblvote.com and tell us what you think. Tori?
I understand why in the past you wouldn't, because depending on the answer, you would be treated differently. Am I right? I am very proud to be 40, super proud of it. It's a privilege, but I understand that people before me allowed me to get to where I can say 40 and not feel, oh, she is over the hill. Remember that? Over the hill.
Right.
So that was all back then. 40 now is like a new 50.
But let me ask you this. If you're at a dinner party and there's a lady that you assume is much older than you and she looks beautiful, for whatever reason you want to know her age.
Right.
Would you ask her age?
No.
See?
And that's a vocabulary difference between generations. It really is. And I would not feel comfortable doing that. And it's just out of respect. But would you feel comfortable doing it?
No, I would not.
Yeah.
What about as men?
I mean, I would. Right? If she was from Chicago and I was from Chicago and I was like, wait, do you mind me asking how old you are? Because I have some older brothers. And you put it in that context, like, maybe you ran into my brother and making that relationship a little more personal. You can't have, I know this is an old one, but you can't have conversations anymore. I'm so terrified that I'm going to say something to offend somebody, but I'm really doing it for personal gain. I'm like, I'll ask someone like, listen, you don't have to tell me how much you paid for this house, but this is a beautiful neighborhood. Like, could you ballpark it for me? Because me and my wife are looking. People are like, how dare you? And it's like, what do you want me to tell you? Just everything, yes! Just all day? I can't do it. Like, let's have a conversation. No, it's just, but that's what everything is now. Everything's phony baloney.
Yeah.
You know?
Like what Kathy Lee said.
Yeah.
If she messes up, it was good intention and she's going to own it and she's going to explain.
Yeah, there's no malice in there.
Yeah, nobody gives benefit of the doubt anymore.
Yeah, I mean, well, you have to assume that the person you're talking to is coming from a place of good faith. And you're not going to set it up like, if you see a woman that you think may be older than you, I'm speaking I'm a woman, and you want to say, how do you take care of your skin? You don't say, how old are you? Because I want to use what you're using because it's keeping you young, because you're kind of saying, I know you're old, but you look young. If you just say, what are you using? I feel like we're around the same age. I want to look like you. Just something, if you make it complimentary, they'll probably volunteer it. But I think if they feel like they're being cornered or they feel like you're trying to make a backhanded
comment, how you do it, how you say it.
Do you feel that same way when you're talking to men?
No.
Like,
I don't think
is 40 a big deal for you guys when you turn 40 like it is for women? It really is. Because it's like geriatric pregnancy. You're over
Oh, yeah. I remember at 38 when I was pregnant, they were like, you are high risk because you're geriatric.
Dude. Wow.
Yeah. Just hearing that word, it's a rough one. But, when you don't feel
See, honesty. There
you don't feel like it. You don't feel like it, but that word kind of has a connotation. But I think for a lot of guys, people say, I don't care. But I think a lot of men, they're sitting in their garage, worried about the good old days, Uncle Rico, like guys talking about the glory days. And I think a lot of guys kind of are worried about where they go and how they identify, because you identify as being a young star, this or young up and coming. And I think a lot of men that don't really adapt to fatherhood, maybe the way they thought they would, are kind of lost. So I think there is an issue with men, but they just don't talk about it.
I do think we're making progress, though. To your point, like, I remember my early 20s, I would lie about my age because in Hollywood, like, the younger, the better.
Always.
But then for my 42nd birthday, I was like, 42, baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
Why'd you wait till 42?
No, I didn't wait till 42.
That's a weird one to celebrate.
I just had my 42nd birthday, so I was 42.
But what about 41?
There's nothing wrong with being 42, but the jazz hands,
Yeah,
gotta go.
that's where it's weird.
Yeah.
Jazz hands gives it away.
I aged myself. Got it. Okay, so 58% of you say yes. Is it okay to ask a woman her age?
Jazz hands us to break.
Dude, we'll be right back.
Good.
Who's Uncle Rico? Remember from...
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Court records reveal FBI agents took 11 sets of classified records from former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate during a search on August 8th. In a post on Truth Social, a social media platform that he founded, Trump claimed that the documents were all declassified. The former president's comments prompted several of our viewers, including Beverly and Carol, to ask, can the president declassify documents? So let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Constitution, Executive Order 13526, Kel McClanahan, Executive Director of the National Security Counselors, a nonprofit public interest law firm, and Richard Immerman, professor and historian at Temple University. According to our sources, a president does have the authority to declassify documents while they're in office, but it isn't a formal process. Let me walk you through the levels of classification in the U.S. government and when presidents can and cannot exercise their power to declassify government records. The 3 levels of classification in the U.S. government are confidential, secret, and top secret. National security expert Kel McClanahan says the classification assigned to a document dictates
the level of damage that its release would cause to the national security of the United States.
According to the National Archives, a select group of government officials have classification authority, including the president, vice president, and agency heads. But let's focus on the president. The Supreme Court ruled the president's power over classified information comes from executive authority granted by the Constitution. A sitting U.S. president has wide-ranging authority to classify and declassify certain documents, but a former president does not. To classify a document, a sitting president has to make a plausible argument that it's related to national security, according to McClanahan. But he says there isn't the same requirement for declassifying documents.
He doesn't have to give any reason for declassifying it. He can just say, I decide that this should be declassified, and it's declassified.
According to our sources, there isn't a formal protocol the president has to follow in order to declassify government information. But historian Richard Immerman says there is an informal one that presidents generally follow. First, the president consults all departments and agencies that have an interest in a classified document. They provide an assessment as to whether the document should stay classified for national security reasons, and if there's a dispute among the agencies, they debate it. But ultimately, it's the president that makes the decision on declassification. So we can verify, yes, a president can declassify documents, but there isn't a set protocol that they have to follow. So what about the documents found at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate? Well, there are other federal laws that bar a former president from taking government documents, regardless of whether or not they were declassified. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Hey, DBL Nation, we make this show for you. In fact, your feedback is so important to us, and more than ever. That's why we've created a short survey. To complete this survey, please just simply go to dailybosslive.com/survey, or you can scan the QR code on the screen with your camera phone. Your opinion really does matter to us. We hope you'll just take a few minutes to share your thoughts. We always want to hear from you. Okay, before we go, oh, this is so good. We dug up that video we were talking about earlier.
I haven't seen this.
Wow.
Jeff's wife, Jordan, defending herself on Big Brother. It is boss.
No, I'm not scared of you. You think I'm scared of you, Russell? You think I'm scared of you?
Come on.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yes. That's amazing. Yes, and he was a bully.
Yeah, but I got to do say, I said it in the break, Russell's a good dude. We talked after, squash everything. Jesse, if you're Big Brother fans, all's good. Russell's a good dude, but Jordan.
But in that moment,
in that moment, he was playing it up. He was playing it up a little bit. Hey, listen.
We love you, Jordan. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
Am I going crazy? I just love your passion right now.
I'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, let me get on it. You just got me all riled up.
So
Who raised you?
This is a win, right, guys? Why am I right all the time?
You're not.
I live my life for Spike. Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
I didn't expect that. I love this segment.
Yes.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year. DBL is all new every day.
Talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
TV icon Kathy Lee Gifford will be here live. She's talking about everything from becoming a grandma to what it was like working with Regis for so many years. Hillary Clinton opens up about her marriage to Bill in a new docuseries.
You said the gutsiest thing you ever did was stay in your marriage. That doesn't mean that's right for everybody.
And we've got all the deets on the 3 dreamy dresses J-Lo wore during her wedding weekend extravaganza with Ben.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. We've got Kathy Lee coming up soon, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, I can feel it.
I know, so you have to stay tuned for that. She is a legend. We love her. Okay, first and foremost, a lot of you have an opinion. Today, President Biden, he announced he's forgiving a lot of student loan debt, fulfilling a major campaign promise. Now, the plan will forgive up to $10,000 in loans for people who make $125,000 a year or less. He's also extending the pause on student loan payments until January. It's not clear where the money is coming from. However, the whole thing could cost up to $300 billion, or about, if you want to separate it, $2 grand per taxpayer. Now, more than 43 million people have federal student loan debt, and this will zero that out for almost 20 million people, or cut that debt in half for millions more. But many are saying this isn't fair to the folks who already paid their student loans, or to those students who paid for college without loans. So what do y'all think of this plan? First of all, I just want a show of hands in the room. I mean, I don't think we have a camera on them, but how many people are dealing with student loan debt, like as you speak, in our room?
I still have student loan
So we have
debt.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So like a quarter, or 8, 9, half of the room right now, and we're all a little bit older, you know, not everybody in the room, but still at 45 years old, you're dealing with student loan debt. What do you think about this?
I mean, you know, I think it's a good thing overall. They say, like, rising tide lifts all boats. When you free the generation underneath you to, be absolved of their debt to some extent, that allows them to now move into your neighborhood, invest in a house, invest in the school district. I don't think this is like, these aren't people that are like going to take this money now, I'm going to go to Vegas. I think this is now, I can apply for loans and move forward in my life, get a mortgage, and start to have that American dream that people have been told that they can have. And college has changed in terms of what it costs, even when I went.
Yeah.
Mine is mostly for grad school. College is really
Tori,
changed.
what would you say to this? Because we have a lot of comments. One of our viewers says absolutely not acceptable. Totally a political voting scheme, extremely unfair to those who could not afford college. Taxpayers cannot afford these forgiveness plans.
Okay, well, first off, we don't know it's coming from taxpayers. It could come from a warplane. If it's $300 million, they could sell a warplane, and then guess how much money comes back after these people move into your neighborhoods? It comes back into the economy. That's the point of lifting them up. I just want to say loud and clear that college student debt is unfair. It is predatory lending, and so what he's doing is trying to level the playing field. If you have a Pell Grant, you'll get forgiveness up to 20 grand. So that's the lowest income amount. Now, also, in 1980, the cost to go to college was 10 grand annually. In 2020, 30 grand. That's a 180% increase in about 40 years. That's unsustainable. It's unsustainable for people. So all he's doing is fulfilling a promise and keeping it even for people. I think it's fabulous.
First of all, shout out to Rob and our crew. Popped the lights on, got around there. Good job, guys. Good job there, guys.
Nice.
Yeah, but if you look, to get back what you say, if you look at the curve from like 1980 till now, it just goes straight up for inflation.
It's like a straight line.
So that's gone up, but the people who teach education, theirs hasn't gone up, right? So on the outside, like everyone else, I think this is a great idea, right? Student debt is crazy. Who's getting all that money? But then when I sit back and think, you don't cancel debt, you transfer it. And who do you transfer it to? Us. I know you think it's not going to be the taxpayers, but it is. Biden's handing out money like it's going out of style. $4 trillion he gave away during COVID. Now he's giving people a $10,000 tax credit. You know what the mafia used to do?
It's not a tax credit.
Or $10.
Forgiveness.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. The mafia used to hand out turkeys during Thanksgiving in their neighborhood, and everyone's like, the mafia is the best, right? I love the mafia. I'm gonna vote for the mafia. Like, I'm gonna buy your vote. Guess what they're doing to all the businesses? They're taxing them in their own way behind. You're going to pay me or something's going to happen to you. But if you put on this festival, this show like Biden's doing with the free turkeys, everyone thinks you're a good guy. So am I getting bamboozled or is this really a good thing?
That's a fair question, but I will say a budget's a budget and you can reformulate, reconfigure, restructure a budget any which way you want. So to Tori's point, you can say we're not going to put this much into warplanes and we're going to go ahead and put this over here to have people have a higher living wage, or we're going to do this to cancel student debt. So there is a way to just reconfigure those puzzle pieces to make everybody happier. Whether or not that's the right decision, I do not know. I'm not an economist. You may think I am. I am not.
I was picking up that you weren't, but I appreciate you clarifying. Honestly, it's so interesting how we look at when something is done for the people, like we the people, like I have nephews and nieces that will directly benefit, and grown folks that will directly benefit.
Kids.
My children hopefully will not have to make the decision to go or not because of this. But like I remember back to the Trump presidency when he passed that corporate tax cut, which was the most unfavorable thing he ever did with his base. Like that was but it was for corporations, and people didn't realize like how much money huge corporations got back because, like I always say, we don't understand anything. We don't understand how our tax code works.
And they do it on purpose.
I don't understand how the corporate tax code works. So when I start saying that, your eyes are going to glaze over, so no one understands. But we understand student debt. That's something we can't understand and get upset about. So if we're going to get upset about student debt, we should be also learning up about what's going on in the corporate world, because those are the people that have benefited the most in the last 10 years. That tax cut was insane.
You paid for your student loan, right?
I'm currently paying.
You're currently paying. Do you mind having your taxes raised to pay for someone so they get a cut in their tax or in their student loan?
Honestly,
if that's what happens. If that's what happens, would that bother you?
I swear, and it's like I know people are like, well, you're in a financial position. Like I have 3 kids. Like I'm out here hustling like everybody else. If we don't do something, the next generation they're done.
I agree. It's ridiculous. I agree.
It's so much.
Predatory.
Yeah, I do agree.
There's a point where it's like this jacket's expensive, or it's $38,000 where there's no thought of even paying it off, and that's where our kids are. And I don't think it's a fair way to start your life.
The interest rates need to be gone. It took me 20 years to pay off my student loans because I was just paying the interest rate. So I think this is a good start, but I don't think this is the end all be all.
No, but I'm glad he's keeping a promise, because people were like, yo, what's up? You kept this on your campaign.
He said cancel all student loan debt.
It's not a lot.
I agree with you.
He's
kind of lived up to his promise.
I agree with you on that.
All right, coming up on
Thomas
DBL,
Jefferson
you
say
guys,
that?
the fabulous Kathy Lee Gifford will be here live, you guys. There she is. We cannot wait to talk with her next. Look at that grand piano in the background. Gorgeous.
My word.
Closed captioning provided by
It's so.
Am I going crazy?
So
Raised you.
Why am I right all the time?
You're not.
Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustang.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year.
TikTok. I am rapping. Did you hear that? We're talking about
You
Kathy
quoting
Lee's-
the Constitution.
Yeah, me quoting the Constitution. What movie? Do you guys know? I'm gonna have to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Oh yeah, dude, I love that. Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
It is one of the best, dumbest movies.
I watch
It's
it
the
every time
dumbest,
it's on.
stupidest movie, and it's fantastic. They take like Benjamin Franklin's glasses and find when the sun hits the building, and that's where you gotta go to get to the Declaration. It's unbelievable.
When I went to DC, that's all I thought about.
That's what you should think about.
I
That's
know,
the whole
I didn't
point.
think about anything else.
It's
I thought
unbelievable.
about
My point to all those movies is I feel like if they
Bert,
made that now,
Bert.
it would just get ripped
So
apart.
she's-
Because of
all
cell
those
phones and
parts,
stuff?
An actress, too?
it's just like movies in the 90s
I
didn't
didn't
always
know
make
that.
sense. It's like,
She's
wait,
an
how was she
Emmy-winning
standing there?
Tony
You know, but I kind of
nominated
like that there was like some absurd movies in a way.
So, this is so weird that you said that. I was just listening to something this morning and they mentioned Crocodile Dundee. Could you imagine like having like pitching an idea like, hey, this guy from Australia is going to come and have a love interest in New York City? You'd be like,
David, will you
what are you talking about?
Right, who cares?
But for some reason, that movie was great.
Because people
That's
didn't have
who-
social media that way. Because it was like, he's
But you think
Australian.
that movie would fly today?
No way.
No way.
No
People would
way.
laugh you out of the room.
What's the line? That's not a
He's
knife.
an Emmy-winning.
This is a knife.
That's the line.
Right,
But
that's
everyone
the line.
loves the movie
But
and
it was-
everyone loves Crocodile Dundee, but I don't know if that would fly
Because
today.
he was so like, what's a bathroom? He didn't know anything. And it's like, that's not how people
See,
are
that's
these
why
days.
it wouldn't fly. Your pictures.
No, remember the bidet? He's like, I figured it out. The bidet? It's a drinking fountain.
I still want to see if you're going to commit to the accent.
Don't they have bidets in Australia?
That's what I'm wondering. It's like, how far back from the outback
And then
is
all
that?
They go overseas to learn about bidets.
Yeah, I thought bidets started
And
in
does the
Europe.
water really go backwards in Australia? I've been there, and I think I tried to figure it out.
I can see you standing over a toilet.
Welcome back. So she is an Emmy-winning, Tony-nominated actress who struck television gold as one of your favorite TV hosts. Come on, not once, but twice. She's also a woman of great faith who is bringing her vision to the big screen. Please welcome to DBL the iconic Kathy Lee Gifford.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much.
Oh, it is our honor.
It is our pleasure. I wanted to do this before we get to your new powerful book and movie. I have to wish you a happy belated birthday, Mazel. You're a Leo, but you famously.
Uh-oh, she doesn't like
birthdays, and I want to know why.
Why I don't like birthdays?
Yeah.
Every day's a birthday. Every day's a day you're still alive from the day of your birth.
That's a good answer.
And so, yeah, and I think when we single things out, our expectations get so large that you're always disappointed. And I know and unfortunately, because of ageism in our world, a person's age tends to stigmatize them.
Yeah.
And I just turned chronologically 69 years old, but I feel like I'm 35.
Amen.
And so I don't want to be reminded of something that doesn't mean anything to me.
I love that.
I'm as old as I look, feel, and experience life. So I don't like anything that takes my eyes off what is true.
Very
Now,
good.
yeah,
What do you think, as a
so
follow-up,
what?
what's the biggest misconception about aging?
It's that we let other people define what it means. Now, I've met some 30-year-olds that are older than I am.
Yeah.
You know, in the way they act, and the way they view the world, and everything else, and their attitudes, and their negativity. I'm the most. It's one more thing that we let the world define about us, and I reject all of it.
I appreciate
because when you have God in your life, definitions, only His definition matters.
You were just talking to one of those people. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So, Kathy Lee, congratulations are also in order because you became a grandmother this summer.
Now we're talking.
Or yeah, that's right. Or you like to be called Bubby, not Bubby. Ooh, I almost said something else.
No, it's not Bubby. I don't. You obviously are not Jewish people.
Yeah,
this
we've
comes
got
from
a
a
Bubby.
Yiddish word. Can you all say amongst yourselves, bubala?
Could you get a two-shot over here? I need help.
Bubala.
Boobala?
Not boob. These are boobs, okay? Different. I'm not the one nursing right now. I'm the grandmother. Thank God.
All right. I'm going to get off that. What are your duties as grandmother right now? Spoiling?
No, I don't believe in spoiling children. I believe in just loving them to pieces. But no, my children turned out the way they did because I did not spoil them, and they grew up in a very more privileged society than I was born into, or my husband was. I was poor, and Frank was poverty-stricken.
Wow.
And we just worked our rear ends off our whole lives, and we tried to live our lives according to God's plan for us. And his, people talk about God's commandments. They aren't commandments. They were blessings. The commandments were how do you want a joyful life? Do you want blessing in your life? Do you want God's favor to follow you? Follow this. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love God with all your heart. Don't lust after your neighbor's wife. Share. Those are not commandments. That's like the greatest suggestions in the world to have a good life, a blessed life.
It's beautiful. Wow.
Very inspiring.
I know. I just love how authentic you are. Like from her faith to grabbing her bubbies.
Yeah. Bubbies.
Boobies. These are boobies. I'm booby. Booby is a Yiddish word for beloved one. He's my boobala, and I'm his booby.
Yes, you are.
It's
Yes,
so
you.
hard to teach people certain things.
Okay, so Kathy Lee, you worked with Regis for 15 years. I don't think I ever missed an episode. And then you jumped over, started working with Hoda for 11 years. Tell us, is there a secret to your chemistry on air? How do everything you touch turns to gold? Come on, give us some tips.
You didn't see my Broadway show. Which of all the things I've done up until this new movie, I felt like it was the greatest work I've ever done. And it took me 13 years to bring it to Broadway, and it closed in 3 weeks. So you never know in this world. I just try to follow God's leading, and whatever his purposes are, that's his business, and I'm just supposed to humbly and walk in his footsteps and obey him. So the thing that's the same with Regis as it was with Hoda. First of all, I was blessed to work with two people and I could never have worked that long with either one if I hadn't adored them.
Right.
Just, I think genuine affection and respect between people is so important. First of all, that's what an audience really sees. And I could roast Regis and I could tease him, and the same thing with Hoda, but everybody would know they love each other. That was that, and we did, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't miss Regis, who passed recently, and I adored him. But the one thing we always had, and everybody's, what's the secret to your success? I said it's a 3-letter word: fun.
That's
We
it.
have fun. We have fun, and fun is contagious, and fun is in short supply these days.
Yes, it is.
And there are other people I have fun with. I would do a show again in a heartbeat with Craig Ferguson. I would do it in a heartbeat again with Jimmy Allen, or Ricky Gervais, or different people that I have freaking fun with. Because other people, I want to come to the party. I want to come to the party.
So do we. Kathy Lee, so do we. In fact, to our viewers, stay with the party, because when we come back, we'll chat with Kathy Lee about her amazing new book and movie, The Way. She'll also tell us why she's finally found her dream job. We're back in 2 minutes with Kathy Lee.
The 2.5-year pause on federal student loan payments is set to expire in a week. On September 1st, millions of Americans will need to resume paying off that debt. That is, unless the Biden administration extends the pause, which it may do this week. So we're verifying some fast facts on federal student loans. Our sources are the Congressional Research Service and Mark Kantrowitz, a student financial aid expert who has written 9 books on planning and paying for college. As of March 31st, about 45 million people owed a total of more than $1.6 trillion in federal student loan debt. That's according to this CRS report. 16% of borrowers were 24 years old or younger. 64% were between 25 and 49, and 20% were 50 or older. As for how much people owe, 15 million people owe $10,000 or less. 21 million people owe more than $10,000 but less than $50,000. And about 9 million people owe more than $50,000. President Biden has previously floated the idea of canceling up to $10,000. So if that were to happen, assuming there's no income cap, that would totally eliminate student loan debt for 15 million people, a third of all borrowers. So we drilled into those numbers a bit further, using Department of Education data. With no income cap, canceling up to $10,000 of student loans would completely eliminate debt for 294,000 Virginians, more than 230,000 Marylanders, and nearly 29,000 people living in the district. As for what that would cost the government,
So if everybody gets up to $10,000 of loan forgiveness, it would cost more than $375 billion. If only people who owe $10,000 or less have their loans forgiven, it will cost $75 billion.
with your Fast Facts, I'm Evan Kozloff.
The Bible comes to life with music and narration in ways you've never experienced before. The Way.
Wow, that was a clip from Kathy Lee's new movie, The Way, set to be released in theaters for a one-night-only event on September 1st. Please welcome back to the show, Kathy Lee Gifford.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so Kathy Lee, your on-air career, obviously, second to none, monumental, but you say this project is your dream job. Why is that?
You know what? After I left the show with Regis, people say, how could you leave your dream job? Then I left the show with Hoda, and they go, how could you leave your dream job? And I said, you know what? You guys are assuming that this was my dream job. No, I'm deeply grateful for the jobs I had with both of those people. Regis and I were able to change the landscape of daytime TV forever. We never set out to do that. We never dreamed we could. We just showed up and we were authentically who we are. You guys have probably discovered that that's what works best for you too. You know, because the audience can smell a route. They can smell a phony. And there have been a few people who've been able to fake it for much, much longer than others, but I won't name their names unless we get together and have some wine. For the most part, if you want to last decades and decades, you just be the real you. And then people will either dislike you, but it'll be on a real basis, or they'll love you to pieces and they'll never leave you. And I've been blessed to have enough of those that they have forgiven my sins through the years and the times that I was ignorant but didn't know it. You know, there's willful ignorance and then there is real ignorance. And I just didn't know that something might be hurtful or something might be offensive to somebody. And this is long before the culture we live in. And when the minute I would realize it, that it might have offended somebody, it was like, oh my gosh, I never knew that. I come right back on the air and go, hey guys, I just said something 5 seconds ago. And somebody in commercial break told me what it means to other people. I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
Wow.
And people would go, yeah, and what's wrong with that? Just saying, you know what? I don't know everything. I'm a human being and I'm a work in progress. But I mean, I called somebody a Guido once because I thought it was a funny word. I'd heard it somewhere and I thought it was Italian. It's a Guido. It's a guy that wears the chain. Somebody, Italian friend of mine who I adored at my show said, Kat, you can't say that. I said, why? He goes, it's derogatory to Italian people. I went, what? When? He goes,
but that's why we love you, Kathy Lee, because you are honest and you're just always ever evolving. And if we could all take a page from your book. Now, this is your second time directing a faith-based film. I don't know if our viewers know that. Now, this is your first, though, full-length film. Congrats. Where did the idea, exactly, congratulations, but where did the idea for this film come from?
Well, it came from the first film, actually. It was supposed to be a 3-minute basic song that I wrote with a brilliant artist named Nicole C. Mullen, under what we call the inspiration of the Holy Spirit. She had to go to Nigeria for ministry. I stayed back in Connecticut and finished the song. It went from a 3-minute song about Hagar in the Old Testament to an 11.5-minute. I didn't know what it was, except for my work in Broadway made me feel like this is a piece of theater. I don't quite know what this is, but let's get back and let's get in the studio and let's demo it. So we did. And I said to Nicole, tell me a little bit about each character as we go along, Nicole. You know the Bible very well. Tell me about Hagar. Tell me about Ruth. She says, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I said, oh, yes, you can do that. You just haven't done it before. And so she did it. And when you saw the first film, The God Who Sees, which has had millions and millions of views, and it changed people's lives, transformed them, she was just speaking her heart, speaking her truth. 95 or maybe even more % of what you see in The God Who Sees is what she said in one take. One take. And it was so glorious that I said, I'm putting this to music. And I added the National Symphony Orchestra to it,
Oh my
65
gosh.
pieces. Then I said, this is so glorious. We're going to Israel. And I'm going to direct for the first time in my life because I'm tired of giving my babies to other people and not having my vision come true. I've earned the right now to direct everything first of all, that I pay for. Hello. And I mean, unless Spielberg comes along and wants to do the next one, I'm going to keep doing this. And so from the reaction of that one, millions of people saying, it changed my life. I was going to kill myself today. Wow. And I stumbled on this and I realized that God sees me. I'm not alone in this world. I am valuable to God. He loves me. Or she, it was a woman, whoever. You go on YouTube and you just see the comments people have made in 3.5 years from watching it. It's still going on.
And Kathy Lee,
why
that's
not?
right.
Because I
It's
did
life-changing.
something
You are a gift. We hope you can join us on the panel. We really do.
Yes,
That would
absolutely.
be a dream. Do not miss Kathy Lee's one-night-only theatrical release of The Way on September 1st. You can go to fathomevents.com for tickets. You can also get the companion book, The God of the Way, a journey into the stories, people, and faith that changed the world forever. It's out on August 30th. Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Court records reveal FBI agents took 11 sets of classified records from former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate during a search on August 8th. In a post on Truth Social, a social media platform that he founded, Trump claimed that the documents were all declassified. The former president's comments prompted several of our viewers, including Beverly and Carol, to ask, can the president declassify documents? So let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Constitution, Executive Order 13526, Cal McClanahan, Executive Director of the National Security Counselors, a nonprofit public interest law firm, and Richard Immerman, professor and historian at Temple University. According to our sources, a president does have the authority to declassify documents while they're in office, but it isn't a formal process. Let me walk you through the levels of classification in the U.S. government and when presidents can and cannot exercise their power to declassify government records. The 3 levels of classification in the U.S. government are confidential, secret, and top secret. National security expert Kel McClanahan says the classification assigned to a document dictates
the level of damage that its release would cause to the national security of the United States.
According to the National Archives, a select group of government officials have classification authority, including the president, vice president, and agency heads. But let's focus on the president. The Supreme Court ruled the president's power over classified information comes from executive authority granted by the Constitution. A sitting U.S. president has wide-ranging authority to classify and declassify certain documents, but a former president does not. To classify a document, a sitting president has to make a plausible argument that it's related to national security, according to McClanahan. But he says there isn't the same requirement for declassifying documents.
He doesn't have to give any reason for declassifying it. He can just say, I decide that this should be declassified, and it's declassified.
According to our sources, there isn't a formal protocol the president has to follow in order to declassify government information. But historian Richard Immerman says there is an informal one that presidents generally follow. First, the president consults all departments and agencies that have an interest in a classified document. They provide an assessment as to whether the document should stay classified for national security reasons, and if there's a dispute among the agencies, they debate it. But ultimately, it's the president that makes the decision on declassification. So we can verify, yes, a president can declassify documents, but there isn't a set protocol that they have to follow. So what about the documents found at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate? While there are other federal laws that bar a former president from taking government documents, regardless of whether or not they were declassified. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Stay with us. We've got more DBL after the break.
President Biden is considering plans to forgive some student loan debt, but some activists say the proposals he's looking at now don't measure up to the promises he made on the campaign trail. One viral tweet reads, quote, "Biden ran on canceling all your federal student debt if you went to an HBCU or public college and make under $125,000. Let's verify. When he was running for president, did Joe Biden propose forgiving all federal student debt for borrowers who attended public or historically black colleges and have annual incomes below $125,000? Our sources, a post on Medium by then candidate Biden, the Democratic Party, and video from a town hall held in Miami a month before the election. In April of 2020, Biden wrote a blog post about his ideas for helping out folks struggling in the pandemic economy. One of those ideas, quote, "I propose to forgive all undergraduate tuition-related federal student debt from 2- and 4-year public colleges for debt holders earning up to $125,000. He said this would also apply to HBCUs and MSIs, minority-serving institutions. The same language appeared in the official Democratic Party platform, which was approved at the 2020 Democratic National Convention. And then, during an NBC town hall in October of 2020, Biden referenced a version of the same plan when answering a question about the economic obstacles facing young people.
That's why I'm going to eliminate a lot of your student debt if you, in fact, if you come from a family less than 125 grand and you went to a public university.
So we can verify, yes, when he was running for president, Joe Biden proposed forgiving all federal student debt for borrowers who attended public or historically black colleges and have annual incomes below $125,000. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll.
Not this.
Welcome to DBL. Okay, so we talked about him on the show yesterday, but now it looks like the rumors are true. Sylvester Stallone and his wife Jennifer Flavin are divorcing after 25 years of marriage. Now, red flags were raised after Sly was spotting getting a tattoo of his wife's face covered up with the image of his old dog from Rocky. Now, in a statement, Stallone said they are, quote, amicably and privately addressing these personal issues. However, TMZ obtained court documents that show Jennifer is accusing Sly of hiding assets. That could...
That's bad.
Sorry, I didn't know
I thought we
that.
brought the Springer audience in here.
Sorry. Okay.
I was interested.
That was Tori. We will get to Tori. And that could impact the worth of their marital estate. He is said to be worth around $400 million. Tori, you have the floor.
No, I just meant, I didn't know if there was a cheating aspect. I didn't know he was maybe hiding assets. So that was new, and I thought that was interesting. Also, Butkus, his dog, he had to sell while he was making Rocky.
He said
I explained this on the show yesterday.
You did?
Yeah.
Tori thought she had a gem.
She said it on another show, and I just let her go because I didn't say it on there. I'm like, is she going to say it again?
Yeah. Well, just in case.
Yeah, go for it.
For any of you who didn't see yesterday's show, he sold his dog before Rocky, Butkus, put Butkus in the show, and then bought him back when he made all his money. So Butkus meant a lot. Did he cover his wife's face with the dog? Yes, but it was a special dog.
I feel bad for them. 25 years, that's a long time together. They have 3 children. Sorry, Jordan, to follow with the heartfelt aspect of it. But, you know, it is sad. I mean, divorce is sad. I know for a lot of people, it can be a next chapter to your life, but I always think of the children. She did post, his wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife, Jennifer, did post this pic of her and her 3 daughters, if we could look at it. And she did write, "These girls are my priority. Nothing else matters. The 4 of us forever." So I just wish them all the best.
I don't think it's going to be all the best, Sam. When you get a tattoo of your wife's face covered with a dog, that's not going to be the best.
It's butt
That's
kiss.
it. And look, most divorces are not pleasant. And I mean, you know, we're talking about wishing them the best, and you have a cute anecdote about a dog. But honestly, there's $500 million on the table here, and people are going to be. This is business now, and you know, it's going. Business gets ugly. That's why we're probably in here, because we don't have the reserve to do that. I think it's going to get ugly. I think this is already starting to slowly
Don't put
spill.
that out there.
He got a tattoo of a dog over his wife's face. That's a problem.
My ex and I had matching tattoos, and when we broke up, he blacked his out. What do? You're not with that person
but that's
anymore.
Not a 25-year relationship to give you 3 daughters.
It was 7 years, but still,
Yeah,
I know
right.
there's no comparison.
Yeah,
but
there is
still,
a comparison, but
if you're not married to that person anymore, perhaps they split up months ago, none of us knew. Wouldn't it be, if you had a tattoo of your ex, isn't it natural to cover it up?
Yeah. You want to keep going?
No.
Yeah, okay. That's what I figured.
I love it.
Your turn.
Oh, I thought we were going to go to next story. I think we got it. Yeah. Yeah. We covered his tattoo with a dog. She said only 4 of us.
Tell the story again.
No,
Yeah.
There was this dog. Okay, sorry.
Jennifer Lopez, which you 2 already know because you guys are on her email chain.
Okay, Al's got a little surprise.
Probably 30 seconds ago.
Okay, so you just got an email, and it's a generic email. It's not personal to Al. Anyways,
Why are you going to put that? How do you know what our relationship is?
I saw the general
You don't have
email.
a relationship.
Okay. Jennifer Lopez revealed she wore not 1, but 3 wedding dresses at her ceremony in Georgia. In her newsletter that both Jeff and Al are subscribed to, Jen showed off the custom Ralph Lauren gown she walked down the aisle in. The high-necked gown was a take on the designer's classic turtleneck column dress. Check out this train. Apparently 1,000 handkerchiefs were attached to the back to create a long
Handkerchiefs?
Well, it's a word people don't use anymore.
Handkerchiefs.
Yeah. Okay.
Attached to the back of the skirt. Next, Jen changed into this gown that featured pearls and Swarovski crystals. It took 30 artisans 700 hours to hand embroider them onto her dress. Jen also wore another custom Ralph Lauren dress that featured a mermaid silhouette and removable hood, and even more crystals.
What, because it rains?
The gowns are estimated to cost $1 million each.
Before Al goes, I think her newsletter is super embarrassing, just to keep that clear. Yeah, and Al's even more embarrassed that he subscribes to it.
Well, I did it to prank you, and now I can't get off the email list. But honestly, you know, I was going to, when I first thought we were doing the story, I was like, that's a little much. But it has to be said, she looks, I don't even use the word, she looks fantastic.
She's
and all
classic.
those are like iconic pictures that I think will be looked at for years. But at the same time, I don't, just how I'm wired, it would cause me concern. That's because it seems like a lot. I'd be worried if the wedding day had to be a lot.
Let me explain something to you just really quickly. I was in bridal for 2 years, so I know everything if you need help. And they know that whatever she wears and whatever how many will be the next bridal industry for the next 2 to 5 years. So Kate Middleton wore that long lace, low back, high neck. Every single bride walked in and wanted the exact same thing. So J-Lo knows she's creating an entire industry, so does Ralph Lauren. So expect turtlenecks to be in, hoods will be in because of that. I'm telling you, Swarovski will be in. It used to be low backs. Now it's high neck and a little bit of a cap sleeve. That will be new.
Wow.
And handkerchiefs.
And handkerchiefs.
And I thought it was Ralph Lauren. I didn't know it was Ralph Lauren.
Yeah,
I
he's
apologize.
a never-she little Jew from New York.
Okay, Ralph Lauren. Sorry about that. Okay, here's a question for you all. Who are the gutsy women in your life that inspire you the most? Jeff and Al, I know you're going to say Tori and I, but hold back. Well, Hillary Clinton and her daughter Chelsea are out with a new show called Gutsy. They're chatting with gutsy stars that they say inspire them the most. Take a look.
You said the gutsiest thing you ever did was stay in your marriage. That doesn't mean that's right for everybody.
To throw someone's life away when people really do make changes, I just believe in second chances.
My mother needed rehabilitation, not prison. Your survival is your power.
So that show premieres September 9th on Apple Plus. She said, Hillary Clinton said the most gutsy thing she did was stay.
It was stay with Bill. I thought that's a very interesting take for someone who ran for president as possibly the first female, which many would consider pretty gutsy. But I think for her, that was on the ladder of what she was going to do, and staying with someone who cheated probably wasn't.
But that's real public humiliation. I mean, just staying with somebody that has cheated on you in your marriage, just within your friend group, I'm assuming when you see them the next time at a social function, you're like, everybody's thinking it. It's very, can you imagine the whole world, and half the world was blaming her for why he stepped out. And, you know, honestly, I didn't want to say this because it seems so corny, but like I think about my mom. And I'm very into eras because I've had one foot in the analog and one foot in the digital. And I think about like what my mom did pre-internet. Like my mom was, I'm open about this. My sister had a lot of mental health issues. My mom kind of dealt with that solo. And my mom got her PhD in 1990 when black women were not doing that. And I know people are like, well, I have my PhD too. And I'm like, cool. Yeah. But my mom did it with a typewriter.
Yeah,
you know?
Dr. Jackie.
So it's a little bit different than being able to say, Alexa, what was my dissertation about? My mom did that with 2 children by herself on a typewriter, and it's just like being a pioneer and not really even telling people about it, just leading by example, means a lot to me. So shout out to a lot of women that came before that don't get their just due.
Beautifully said.
The gutsy.
Who in your, if you could pick someone that inspires you and equates to the word gutsy, I don't know what I'm saying, who would it be?
One is you. I really do learn a lot from you. And I don't say that because, let's be honest, I don't face confrontations or boundaries really well, and you've been an inspiration for me, so I wanted to say that for real.
As someone that faces confrontation.
No, you are, no.
Because we're laughing, but I'm gonna say this, and I always debated on whether to say this on the panel.
Thank you, Tori.
But
Thank you.
you know, Sam, when your brother-in-law was going through what he was going through, we would sit on this panel, and Sam, in between commercial breaks, is pulling behind the curtain. Sam would go back there and get news, whether it was good or bad, and usually it was not great. And she would have an emotional reaction and pull it together and come back on camera. And I was just like,
that's gutsy.
Who is this human that is next to me doing this? Yeah. It is the most gutsy thing I've ever seen. I don't know how you did it. We love you so much.
You guys talk. Thank you.
We talk. Sam and I would talk often. You know, she's just such a tough person.
Enough. Thank you.
And
I
we appreciate you like we do.
I love you. Thank you, Jeff.
It's very true. It's very true. Go ahead. Finish.
I was going to just say, other than Sam, there's some tissue there. I think someone that really affected me was Malala Yousafzai.
Yes.
Because she, at 12 years old, she was shot in the face and continued to speak for girls who, at this moment, the Taliban has outlawed women and girls to be in school. They promised they wouldn't. They didn't. So an entire generation is losing it. Malala is someone that, to me, speaks of guts.
Yes.
Just straight up bravery.
Yes.
You know what
Jeff,
I mean?
what about you?
My wife.
Yeah.
My wife. She's a boss. You know what I mean? She puts up with me every day. You know what I mean? I'm tough around the edges, and she just tells me how it is and puts me in my place. Does everything she does with the boys. She's tough. I don't think she gets a lot of credit because people are like, oh, she's this ditzy girl on television from the South. She is not. Let me tell you something. She is not.
I've always admired your wife, but when she sent me recently a part from Big Brother, which I had never seen, where she challenges this like crazy big dude, and she like chest bumped him.
One of her proudest moments.
She should be.
No,
she was sticking up for herself, and she was sticking up for other people, and here was this bully right in front of her, and this was a big buff dude. Chest bumped him.
Whoa,
Love
Jordan.
it. Yeah. Jordan is tough.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
And every stay-at-home mom, like, man, nothing challenges me more than when I'm home with my kids, but I get a break every day. Those stay-at-home parents out there, I tell ya, you guys are my heroes.
Yeah.
Coming up on DBL, Joan Collins is talking about why it's never okay to ask a woman her age. Do you agree with her? Plus, some couples are being forced to cross people off their wedding guest list because of inflation. Would you be offended if you were invited but then uninvited?
Closed captioning provided by
Attention.
DBL is all new every day.
Talk about the fight.
Oh, so the chest bump that Sam is referring to is kind of, you know, Jordan talks about it a lot. But it's with this guy, Russell, just so people know out there. We're all good with Russell. We squashed that in the jury house if you're a Big Brother fan. Went out with him a couple times. Yeah, I'm friends with everybody. I'm friends with Jesse. People think we fought a lot on there. He always did the show after I worked for CBS. anytime he was available, he'd come do the show with me. So all the people that I fought with on the show, immediately after the show, we became friends. But people want to hear that everyone keeps fighting. You know what I mean? But we actually did become friends afterwards.
Right.
And everyone has families now, and I wish them all the best. Just for the Big Brother
She really
people out there.
chest bumped him?
Yeah, she ran up because she said she couldn't hit him. And this guy, I almost fought him a couple times, but he was playing a character.
He was playing the villain.
He leaned into it, and he was playing that character. So Jordan goes, I knew I couldn't punch him, and this was later in the game. And he was going to go out, and she goes, but I wanted to hit him so bad, so I just chest bumped him.
And Jordan's a little thing. That's so cute.
I don't know.
That's
if,
amazing.
Like, I think whatever, like what you're looking at, it doesn't matter about how big your physicality is. Like Jordan is just like who she is. It didn't matter if she's a 6'5" UFC fighter. It didn't matter.
Jordan is
that
so
personality's in there. I love it.
Well, she's not a fighter either.
No, not a fighter, but
she
you know, like
is
that kind of like,
fiery inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She knows how to handle situations, and people don't think that about her.
I also
That's
love
great.
that she said, you can have my bed. Remember when you didn't have a bed or something? And she
That was
said,
that was the first
Day
my
one.
first encounter with her.
Isn't that insane? And she's like, gave up, you can have my bed. Like, she didn't know him from
was
anyone.
that the first little like, hey? Like, were you like, oh,
So
she was
I
on
had to
your
sleep.
radar
I
at
was
that
the last person in the house, and I had to sleep with a married girl because they do it on purpose. And Jordan goes, "You could have my bed. I don't want you to look like that on television." And she gave up her bed, not knowing anybody. That was the first thing she said.
Classy.
That's
Yeah.
so
That was the
That
first
is
thing she
classy.
That's
And
thoughtful
Yeah.
relationship.
Man.
Yeah, but you should see her channel.
Welcome back. So we all know how out of hand inflation is getting with the highest rates in 40 years. Not only is this affecting our everyday purchases, but brides and grooms everywhere are starting to really feel the pressure of a rapidly rising budget. They're being forced to cut their guest lists and even uninvite people that were previously invited. Would this bother any of you?
I would love it. I would love if someone called me like, hey, you don't have to take a plane or give us a gift. I'd be like, oh, that's the best gift ever. Because you know what? I got married in a courthouse and no one had to give me presents, right? But I have to stuff a cash full of envelope every time I go somewhere. Right. You know what I mean? So I would love to be uninvited. As much as it sounds like I wouldn't, I really would enjoy this.
I would probably be a little hurt.
That's honest.
I would be hurt if I were disinvited. I'm a pretty insecure person in general.
If we went to lunch and left you out, it'd be a group session.
It would be a big problem. You're right. I have a lot of FOMO and but I also understand right now a piece of bread is $8 million, so I get it.
Okay. Good to see you've been studying the economy. Now we're go on.
What was that? On the topic of weddings, what would you do if one of your guests prematurely cut into your wedding cake?
That's a problem.
Okay, well, one wedding guest went out of her way to post incriminating footage of herself on TikTok. She was at her friend's wedding and thought they forgot to serve the cake. She took it upon herself to, cut into it. Yeah, the first one to cut into it. The bride even commented on the video saying, as the bride whose cake
she licked her
this is,
fingers?
she is formally forgiven and has learned her lesson in wedding etiquette.
No.
Would you have forgiven her?
No. That's an extinction level friendship event.
No.
They're taking your day, and I'm not even like a big bride. This is symbolic at this point. They're taking the one day that you guys have prepped for. You guys have gone, tasted the cake. You guys have planned out, and now this person, now all your pictures are gonna have a cut out of it, but more like she did that on purpose, and not even was like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? But like took it, licked her finger, got some more, like I like it, licked her finger again. Like that was like.
She thought
I just know that I've been to weddings where somebody would have seen her outside. I know that for an absolute fact.
I just don't like
that is ruining somebody's
if it was
lifetime of memories.
A small incident, wasn't thinking, fine. The fact that she had somebody from across the room film it and then TikTok it, either she was going to shame the bride for not serving the cake fast enough, or she's
That was a foul act. That was a foul act.
Gross. I hate that she posted it. That's what would make me not want to be friends
guarantee,
with
I don't know, I can't guarantee, but I promise you, I can't promise you either. But I know people like this and they want that attention. Whoever recorded that is like, oh my God, there goes Sarah, and you know she's gonna steal this day from Jennifer. Right. It's like, you know those type of people, right? And she did.
We're not friends with those types of people.
No,
We're not.
no,
Sorry.
I know.
She is. She said she took her back. I was a better person
Yeah.
than me.
All right. Well, before we go to break, this is very special. We want to give a wedding shout out to our very own Destiny Travis.
Yes!
Gorgeous. She looks so fabulous. To our viewers, this is who does our hair. She's our resident hair and makeup artist, but she does all of our hair. We would be lost without her. And she got married over the weekend to her love, Scotty. We love you guys.
It was just
I was
the best
sobbing.
wedding. So beautiful.
Sobbing.
She's that's what happiness looks like.
Yeah.
She's glowing.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Suffer from pain?
The 2.5-year pause on federal student loan payments is set to expire in a week. On September 1st, millions of Americans will need to resume paying off that debt. That is, unless the Biden administration extends the pause, which it may do this week. So we're verifying some fast facts on federal student loans. Our sources are the Congressional Research Service and Mark Kantrowitz, a student financial aid expert who has written 9 books on planning and paying for college. As of March 31st, about 45 million people owed a total of more than $1.6 trillion in federal student loan debt. That's according to this CRS report. 16% of borrowers were 24 years old or younger. 64% were between 25 and 49, and 20% were 50 or older. As for how much people owe, 15 million people owe $10,000 or less. 21 million people owe more than $10,000 but less than $50,000. And about 9 million people owe more than $50,000. President Biden has previously floated the idea of canceling up to $10,000. So if that were to happen, assuming there's no income cap, that would totally eliminate student loan debt for 15 million people, a third of all borrowers. So we drilled into those numbers a bit further, using Department of Education data. With no income cap, canceling up to $10,000 of student loans would completely eliminate debt for 294,000 Virginians, more than 230,000 Marylanders, and nearly 29,000 people living in the district. As for what that would cost the government,
So if everybody gets up to $10,000 of loan forgiveness, it would cost more than $375 billion. If only people who owe $10,000 or less have their loans forgiven, it will cost $75 billion.
with your Fast Facts, I'm Evan Kozloff.
Welcome back. So for as long as we can remember, it's been taboo to ask a woman her age, but has that changed? Dame Joan Collins has reignited the debate after she said that it is, quote unquote, tremendously rude to ask a woman her age or even discuss it at all. Okay. So want to hear from you as always. Is it okay to ask women her age? Go to dblvote.com and tell us what you think. Tori?
I understand why in the past you wouldn't, because depending on the answer, you would be treated differently. Am I right? I am very proud to be 40, super proud of it. It's a privilege. But I understand that people before me allowed me to get to where I can say 40 and not feel, oh, she is over the hill. Remember that? Over the hill.
Right.
So that was all back then. 40 now is like a new 50.
But let me ask you this. If you're at a dinner party and there's a lady that you assume is much older than you and she looks beautiful, for whatever reason you want to know her age.
Right.
Would you ask her her age?
No.
See?
And that's a vocabulary difference between generations. It really is. And I would not feel comfortable doing that. And it's just out of respect. But would you feel comfortable doing it?
No, I would not.
Yeah.
What about as men?
I mean, I would. Right? If she was from Chicago and I was from Chicago and I was like, wait, do you mind me asking how old you are? Because I have some older brothers. And you put it in that context, like maybe you ran into my brother and making that relationship a little more personal. You can't have, I know this is an old one, but you can't have conversations anymore. I'm so terrified that I'm going to say something to offend somebody, but I'm really doing it for personal gain. I'm like, I'll ask someone like, listen, you don't have to tell me how much you paid for this house, but this is a beautiful neighborhood. Like, could you ballpark it for me? Because me and my wife are looking. People are like, how dare you? And it's like, what do you want me to tell you? Just everything, yes! Just all day? I can't do it. Like, let's have a conversation. No, it's just, but that's what everything is now. Everything's phony baloney.
Yeah,
you know?
Like what Kathy Lee said.
Yeah.
If she messes up, it was good intention and she's going to own it and she's going to explain.
Yeah, there's no malice in there.
Yeah, nobody gives benefit of the doubt anymore.
Yeah, I mean, well, you have to assume that the person you're talking to is coming from a place of good faith. And you're not going to set it up like, if you see a woman that you think may be older than you, I'm speaking I'm a woman, and you want to say, how do you take care of your skin? you don't say, how old are you? Because I want to use what you're using because it's keeping you young, because you're kind of saying, I know you're old, but you look young. If you just say, what are you using? You know, I feel like we're like around the same age. I want to look like you. Just something. If you make it complimentary, they'll probably volunteer it. But I think if they feel like they're being cornered, or they feel like you're trying to make a backhanded
how you do it, how you say it.
Do you feel that same way when you're talking to men?
No.
Like,
I don't
is
think
40 a big deal for you guys when you turn 40 like it is for women? It really is. Because it's like geriatric pregnancy. You're over
Oh, yeah. I remember at 38 when I was pregnant, they were like, you are high risk because you're geriatric.
Dude, wow.
Yeah, just hearing that word, it's a rough one. But, you know, when you don't feel
See, honesty. There you
don't feel like it. You don't feel like it, but that word kind of has a connotation. But I think for a lot of guys, people say, I don't care. But I think a lot of men, they're sitting in their garage, worried about the good old days, Uncle Rico, like guys talking about the glory days. And I think a lot of guys kind of are worried about where they go and how they identify, because you identify as being a young star, this, or young up and coming. And I think a lot of men that don't really adapt to fatherhood, maybe the way they thought they would, are kind of lost. So I think there is an issue with men, but they just don't talk about it.
I do think we're making progress, though. To your point, like, I remember my early 20s, I would lie about my age, because in Hollywood, like, the younger, the better.
Always.
But then for my 42nd birthday, I was like, 42, baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
Why'd you wait till 42?
No, I didn't wait till 42.
That's a weird one to celebrate.
I just had my 42nd birthday, so I was 42.
But what about 41?
There's nothing wrong with being 42, but the jazz hands?
Yeah,
gotta go.
that's where it's
Yeah.
Jazz hands gives it away.
I aged myself. Got it. Okay, so 58% of you say yes. Is it okay to ask a woman her age?
Jazz hands us to break.
We'll be right back.
Good.
Who's Uncle Rico?
Remember from...
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Court records reveal FBI agents took 11 sets of classified records from former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate during a search on August 8th. In a post on Truth Social, a social media platform that he founded, Trump claimed that the documents were all declassified. The former president's comments prompted several of our viewers, including Beverly and Carol, to ask, can the president declassify documents? So let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Constitution, Executive Order 13526, Cal McClanahan, Executive Director of the National Security Counselors, a nonprofit public interest law firm, and Richard Immerman, professor and historian at Temple University. According to our sources, a president does have the authority to declassify documents while they're in office, but it isn't a formal process. Let me walk you through the levels of classification in the U.S. government and when presidents can and cannot exercise their power to declassify government records. The 3 levels of classification in the U.S. government are confidential, secret, and top secret. National security expert Cal McClanahan says the classification assigned to a document dictates
the level of damage that its release would cause to the national security of the United States.
According to the National Archives, a select group of government officials have classification authority, including the president, vice president, and agency heads. But let's focus on the president. The Supreme Court ruled the president's power over classified information comes from executive authority granted by the Constitution. A sitting U.S. president has wide-ranging authority to classify and declassify certain documents, but a former president does not. To classify a document, a sitting president has to make a plausible argument that it's related to national security, according to McClanahan. But he says there isn't the same requirement for declassifying documents.
He doesn't have to give any reason for declassifying it. He can just say, I decide that this should be declassified, and it's declassified.
According to our sources, there isn't a formal protocol the president has to follow in order to declassify government information. But historian Richard Immerman says there is an informal one that presidents generally follow. First, the president consults all departments and agencies that have an interest in a classified document. They provide an assessment as to whether the document should stay classified for national security reasons, and if there's a dispute among the agencies, they debate it. But ultimately, it's the president that makes the decision on declassification. So we can verify, yes, a president can declassify documents, but there isn't a set protocol that they have to follow. So what about the documents found at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate? Well, there are other federal laws that bar a former president from taking government documents, regardless of whether or not they were declassified. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact. for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's Fast Facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Hey, DBL Nation, we make this show for you. In fact, your feedback is so important to us and more than ever. That's why we've created a short survey. To complete this survey, please just simply go to dailyblastlive.com/survey, or you can scan the QR code on the screen with your camera phone. Your opinion really does matter to us. We hope you'll just take a few minutes to share your thoughts. We always want to hear from you. Okay, before we go, oh, this is so good. We dug up that video we were talking about earlier.
I haven't seen this.
Wow.
Jeff's wife, Jordan, defending herself on Big Brother. It is boss.
No, I'm not scared of you. You think I'm scared of you, Russell? You think I'm scared of you?
Come on.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's amazing. Yes, and he was a bully.
Yeah, but I got to say, I said it in the break, Russell's a good dude. We talked after, squashed everything. Jesse, if you're Big Brother fans, all's good. Russell's a good dude, but Jordan.
But in that moment,
in that moment, he was playing it up. He was playing it up a little bit.
Look at her.
Hey, listen.
We love you, Jordan. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
Am I going crazy? I just love your passion right now.
I'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, let me get on it. You just got me all riled out.
So
Who raised you?
This is a win, right, guys? Why am I right all the time?
You're not.
I live my life for Spike. Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
I didn't expect that. I love this segment.
Yes.
You just made my day, my week, my month, my year. DBL is all new every day.